We're here on an adversary hearing. Mr. Graff is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the child. The mother, Ms. Dotson, is with us. The presumed father, Matthew Dotson, is not with us and not in the waiting room. And the alleged father, Matthew Lewis, is not with us and he is not in the waiting room. This case was set for 9 o'clock. It's now 9:03. We will proceed in their absence. I've got a ton of people in the waiting room. Mr. Graff, who do you need?
I need Kiki Mahone, Aaron Tyndall, and Deja Moore.
Okay. All right, they are all with us and all connected to the audio. Before we get started, Ms. Dotson, this is Judge Graham. If you'd unmute, please. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Dotson, you have a
Yes, sir.
You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, you have the right to ask the court consider whether or not you're entitled to a court-appointed attorney at no cost to you because you're indigent. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to ask for an attorney today?
Yes, please.
Have you been given the paperwork from anyone from the department or St. Francis to fill out to apply for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir. I just didn't have a ride to drop the paperwork off.
Do you have an email?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you could have emailed it to my office.
I'm sorry.
You also have the right to ask that I postpone or continue this hearing today until you've had time to apply for a lawyer. And if you do qualify for a lawyer, you've had time to talk to the lawyer. Do you understand that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you do that, your child.
Would I be able to get one later if I don't have one?
Sure. Yeah, you have that right between now and the time this case concludes.
I was wondering if I'd be able to get.
Get what?
Thank you.
I didn't understand you.
Yes, sir.
You were wondering if you had the right to what?
I was wondering if I would be able to. I was wondering, case without one today.
I can't you're breaking up. I can't understand what you're just trying to ask me.
If I can still do my court meeting today, but get paperwork in for a lawyer later, but do my court today?
We can do your court today. You can ask
would
for
it
a lawyer.
affect me getting my son back?
I can't tell you that until we have the hearing, but if we postpone the hearing, your child will remain in CPS custody until we come back for this hearing.
I can do it without one then.
Okay, all right. Remember, you have the right to ask for that lawyer between now and the time this case closes, however it closes.
Yes, sir.
You'll either have to get that paperwork to someone from St. Francis or the department, or you'll have to get it to me at my office. You can email it, or you can call my office and we'll figure out how to get that paperwork, but I can't give you a lawyer until that's filled out completely. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we will go forward today. Again, let me double check the waiting room. We still don't have either of the two fathers in the waiting room, so we are ready to proceed.
And Your Honor, I'll just note for the record that Mr. Dodson, I don't know if this has showed up in the court file yet, but we did receive an officer's return from Tunnel Hill, Georgia, indicating he was served, Mr. Dodson, that is, on January 22nd.
Okay. He has applied for a court-appointed attorney, but he filled out absolutely nothing on the form, so he was not going to get a lawyer today had he showed up.
Okay.
Yeah, he has also, although I show him as a presumed father, he has asked for paternity testing.
I don't. Yeah, and we can cross that bridge when we come to it. I don't believe there's any objection on the part of the department to paternity testing. There is a question about that. My understanding is he and the mother are still married, and there's been some question about paternity. So we would be asking for testing.
Well, we can start with him. Mr. Lewis hasn't shown up. If he shows up, we can test him later if Mr. Dotson's found not to be the father. So, okay. I didn't know, Mr. Graff, do you want to visit with Ms. Dotson, or do you want to just go ahead and have the hearing?
At this point in time, because she's requested an attorney, I'm a little uncomfortable having a conversation, even though one hasn't been appointed yet. Basically, if I did a breakout with her, I'd be essentially advising she might want to consider setting the hearing over, but she's already indicated she doesn't want to do that. So
Let's just go forward then. Go ahead and call your first witness.
thank you, Your Honor. Keyshawn Mahone. Okay. And when were you assigned to this case?
I was assigned the case on January 10th, January 12th, excuse me, of 2025.
Okay. And you signed the affidavit and filed the petition for temporary managing conservatorship, did you not?
Yes.
Okay. And are the allegations true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief?
Yes.
Okay. And what were the allegations when you were assigned this case? What did you understand to be the issues?
So the intake came in for neglectful supervision of Kingston by Tuesday Dotson. There was concerns regarding Tuesday's mental health, her self-harming while her other two children were in her care, and her other two children being removed in December of 2024 by North Carolina CPS due to her mental health.
Okay. And how old is Kingston?
He's a month old now.
Okay. And so you get the allegations. There's a case out of North Carolina. There's concerns about supervision and mental health. What did you do to investigate the allegations?
So first I contacted North Carolina to confirm that that was true as far as her other children being removed in December. And then I made contact with Tuesday and Mr. Matthew Lewis at the hospital.
And what did you understand to be the reason why North Carolina removed the other two children?
Because Ms. Dotson had risk and while she had her two other children in her care.
Okay. And was there conflict between her and another adult at that time as well?
Yes.
Okay. And was that Mr. Dodson or Mr. Lewis?
Mr. Lewis, excuse me.
Okay. And is it a correct recitation that I just gave that Mr. Dotson is the presumed father because he and the mother are still married?
Yes.
Okay. And has Mr. Lewis been identified by the mother as an alleged father?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know when Ms. Dodson and Mr. Dodson separated?
From my understanding, they separated in May of 2024.
Okay. So there are questions as to whether or not Mr. Dodson is in fact Kingston's father, isn't there?
You said there are or there aren't, excuse me.
There are, let me strike that, I'll rephrase it. So they were still together at the time of Kingston's conception, is that your understanding?
Yes.
Okay. And then, but Mr. Lewis has since been represented as Kingston's father. Have you been able to speak with Mr. Lewis about that particular issue?
Yes.
And is he denied or does he admit that he was Kingston's father?
Well, his words were that he believed that Ms. Dotson was 2 to 3 months pregnant when they got together.
Okay. So he denied being the father?
Yes.
Okay. And then when did Mr. Lewis and Ms. Dodson get together, to your knowledge?
In May of 2024.
Okay. Did they have a prior relationship?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what the nature of that was?
From what I was told, they have been knowing each other since they were teenagers, so it's just kind of been an off and on relationship. And that they hadn't talked for 2 years prior to May 2024.
Okay. And have you been able to establish a residence for Mr. Dodson or Mrs. Dodson and Mr. Lewis?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Where have they been living?
That is unknown.
Okay. Are they still together in a relationship, to your knowledge?
From my understanding, they are not.
Okay. And Mr. Dodson, I understand, is in Georgia. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have any reason to believe that Ms. Dodson has ties to Texas or that she came here to have the baby?
Came here to have the baby in ties, yes.
Okay. Where do you understand she's been living the last couple of years?
So from my understanding, she's been living in Tennessee and in Georgia.
Okay. And at this point in time, you've not been able to establish any fixed address for her here in Texas. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And does that cause you concern about Kingston's safety? Should Kingston be placed with her
There is concerns.
because of the housing issue?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then you said that the older two children came into care due to self-inflicted harm and concerns about Ms. Dotson's mental health in North Carolina. Do you have any knowledge as to whether or not she has a history of similar behavior?
Yes.
Okay, so she does have a history of mental health concerns?
Yes.
Okay. Did she forced or did she voluntarily receive any treatment for that when she was in North Carolina?
She was involuntarily committed.
Okay. And then,
Admitted.
I'm sorry.
I said she was involuntarily admitted in North
Okay.
Carolina.
And then upon her release, did she stick around in North Carolina and attempt to reunify with those children, or did she immediately come to Texas?
She immediately came to Texas.
Okay. And beyond the North Carolina conservatorship case, does she have any other CPS history to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. And has she accessed mental health treatment, to your knowledge, since she was released from the North Carolina involuntary commitment and arrival in Texas?
No, she hasn't.
Okay. And do you still have reason to have concern about her mental health?
Yes.
Okay. And why is that?
Because due to Tuesday's untreated mental health and instabilities, there's just the concern, and there are concerns regarding her ability to keep Kingston safe. Without her mental health being properly assessed, there's just no way that the department is able to know what potential issues or diagnoses she may have, so that she can be provided with a personalized treatment plan that best suits her and ultimately helping her manage her mental well-being. So.
And given Kingston's young age, she's at most at risk
Yes.
due to just being a few months old.
Yes.
Okay. And then would you say that her untreated mental health issues cause an unreasonable risk of harm to Kingston?
Yes.
And would you say that her residential instability coupled with the identified mental health concerns also create an unreasonable risk of physical harm to Kingston?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any concerns based on your investigation about substance abuse by any of the parties?
No.
Okay. What about domestic violence or interpersonal conflict?
Between Miss Dotson and Mr. Lewis, excuse me.
Any of the parties?
Oh, so yes, there is concerns for domestic violence between Miss Dotson and Mr. Dotson.
Okay, and what do you base that statement on?
Because they're currently going through working with the courts due to a domestic violence incident between them that happened in Georgia.
Okay. And then what about between Ms. Dodson and Mr. Lewis?
From my understanding, no.
Okay. And then, okay, and I think you explained how the concerns you identified endangered Kingston's physical health and safety. Would you say it is contrary to Kingston's welfare to be returned home at this time?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a substantial risk of continuing danger to Kingston if he were to be returned home today?
Yes.
And what is the risk and why is it substantial?
Due to Tuesday's untreated mental health and her, unstable living situation.
Okay. And is it in Kingston's best interest to have DFPS named as the temporary managing conservatorship over him?
Yes.
Why is that?
So that we can just continue to to ensure his safety and, help Tuesday, get on her feet so that she's able to keep him safe in the future.
Okay. And what reasonable efforts has the department made to try and reunify Kingston prior to this hearing?
So I've known that visits, as far as visitation between him and mom, they have been being conducted by St. Francis. And just really just having communication with her, trying to set up a plan so that she can reunify with him.
Has she been receptive, or is it just the? Well, I'll rephrase that. Has she been receptive to any of your efforts to try and reunify prior to today's hearing?
From my understanding, she hasn't really been too cooperative with that.
Okay. And was there any recent incidents that you're aware of that caused continued concern about her current stability?
Yes.
What was that?
So from my understanding, her and Mr. Lewis recently just broke up, and so she's currently having to find shelter.
Okay. And what efforts have been made to locate a placement for Kingston?
We've discussed, as far as kinship options, so family with Miss Tuesday, and she said that she didn't have anyone.
Okay. No one in Texas?
Yes.
What about it?
Can I speak?
In a minute, you can.
So did she identify any relatives in any other state who might be a potential placement option?
When I was speaking with her, she didn't.
Okay. And then what about Mr. Dodson? He's the presumed father. What is have you had contact with him?
Yes, I spoke with him.
And what is his position, if you know, about potentially being a placement resource?
So as of right now, his living arrangements are currently unstable as well. So,
and he's not a placement. Has he been a placement option for the older two children?
No, he has not.
Okay. And then Mr. Lewis, the alleged father, what has his position been towards potential placement, if any?
He stated.
Let me interrupt. We're not going to place this child with a presumed father who says he's not the father, or we're not going to place him with an alleged father. So we don't really need to go into placements.
Okay. I'll move on from there, Your Honor. Thank you. Okay. Have the parents or any family members with knowledge been asked to complete an ICWA questionnaire?
Yes.
Okay. And is there any reason to believe that Kingston is or may qualify for membership of an Indian or Native American tribe?
No.
Okay. So at this point in time, no notices have been sent. He doesn't appear to. The Indian Child Welfare Act does not appear to apply, does it?
No.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Mahone, where is Kingston currently placed, the type of facility in city or county?
He is currently placed in Panhandle, Texas, in a foster home.
Okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Wiggins, questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Dodson, I'll let you talk here in a minute. You were going to say something.
Sir, can I speak without a lawyer today?
Not yet. No, we're in the hearing. You wanted to go forward with the hearing. We're having the hearing.
Okay.
But listen to me first.
Yes, sir.
I'll let you testify in a minute, but right now, do you have any questions for Ms. Mahone?
No, ma'am. Sir, no, sir. I'm so sorry.
Okay. All right. All right, then, Mr. Graff, any other witnesses?
Just briefly, Your Honor, I'd like to call Deja Moore.
Okay.
And how so, ma'am?
I'm the parent support worker.
Okay. And have you had opportunity to meet with Mother Tuesday Dodson?
I did.
Okay. And when was the last time you met with Ms. Dodson?
I believe it was last Thursday.
Okay. And in Ms. Dodson's communications with you or with St. Francis, are you aware of any concerning incidents that give you reason to have concerns about her mental health?
I am. We tried to complete, the worker and I tried to complete assessments with her last Thursday. And that resulted in her calling the cops.
She called the cops on you, on St. Francis?
On the worker.
And what?
At the time, yes.
Do you have any understanding as to why she felt the need to call the police?
When we tried to do the assessments that helped build her family plan, she wanted to take them home, and I told her that she could not, and she said that we were violating her rights of not doing that, and so the meeting ended in that.
Okay. Is that kind of behavior unusual in your experience?
Yes.
Okay. And I'll ask you what I asked Ms. Mahone, do you have reason to have concerns about Ms. Dodson's current mental health and whether or not that would cause an unreasonable risk for Kingston's safety?
I've only had one face-to-face with her, so it's hard for me to say yes or no. But at this time of having a hard time completing assessments for our first face-to-face, yes.
Okay. Thank you. Pass the witness.
Ms. Wiggins, questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Dodson, do you have any questions for Ms. Moore?
Yes, sir. I had explained to them why I wanted to take the paperwork home, and I didn't want to take the assessment home. I
Okay,
told them
wait
I
a
wanted
minute.
to do it there. Just take the
Ms.
lawyer.
Dodson? Ms. Dodson, that's not a question. I'll let you testify if you want, but do you have any questions for Ms. Moore?
Oh, no, I thought that was what you were talking about.
No. Okay. All right, then. All right, Mr. Graff, any other witnesses?
No other witnesses, Your Honor. The state rests.
Thank you. Ms. Wiggins, witnesses?
I have no witnesses.
All right, Ms. Dodson, then I need you to raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
All right, now you can tell me anything you want to tell me.
Yes, sir. I wasn't hospitalized when they took my daughters. They had put me in the hospital. They wanted to do a mental eval on me. I passed my mental eval when they put me in there. So then they said that they found no reason to hospitalize me, and they had released me right after taking me in, because they didn't find anything wrong with my mental health. So then I took multiple mental health evals after that, and I passed each one of those. I took my parenting assessment and a new eval here, and then those are the papers that I wanted to complete at the office when I had went there, and I said I wanted to take my lawyer paperwork home to talk to my lawyer in North Carolina about it first. And that's the only paperwork I wanted to take home was the lawyer paperwork. The assessments I wanted to have done immediately at the office, and they misunderstood what I was saying. So then the woman got mad. Well, she said she misunderstood what I was saying, so she got mad and completely got up out the visit and left the visit and wouldn't allow me to do my assessments at the office. And I told her that I felt like I had the right to be able to get my assessments done that day to get my child back. And so she kept ignoring me. She wouldn't speak to me. She tried to throw my stuff out in the parking lot of the office. And so I had called an officer there to assist me with that because I felt like she was being very unprofessional and trying to throw my stuff out in the parking lot. I felt like that wasn't okay. And just because I asked to take my lawyer paperwork home and get my assessments done at the office, but she didn't want me to do my assessments, so I had to get her to call her. I asked for a supervisor. She didn't want to give me her supervisor, so then someone else had to call her supervisor just to get her to allow me to do my son's assessments that day because she was refusing to allow me to do them. And I have my own job, and I have my own place here in Texas. And I've told them that multiple times, that I have my own place and my own job. And I had passed my mental eval. If you guys need that, I can get it to you too. And they said that I didn't need therapy or anything. So had they told me I needed therapy, I would have, went ahead and done therapy. But because I was told that my mental state was fine, that I didn't need it. I had stayed in North Carolina up until I had started to go into labor, but with my daughters after they were taken to try to get them back. And because I had high-risk doctors in Texas that would see me, but North Carolina kept saying that they didn't have anyone there that could see me because I was too far along. They said that I needed to go back to Texas to see a high-risk doctor here, but I didn't get to make it to that hospital because I went into labor too early. And the hospital I wanted to go to for the high-risk doctor, I didn't make it there. I ended up having Kingston too early, and both they were about to have to rush me into an emergency C-section and stuff because I couldn't make it to the other doctor. But I have my house. I do have people here who are able to care for my son until y'all see fit for me to get my son back, and they work with CPS as well. They're they place kids with them. So they run daycares, they work with CPS whenever a child needs to go into their home because a parent is having issues, and they work with them and allow their kids to stay there. So at the moment they have no children in the home, and they offered for me to have my son go there. if it's okay with you guys. I also had given them the same night that they tried to take Kingston a name. They said could have a supervising party, and I had given them a name to check on, and they refused to do that. The person had continued to call them multiple times and asked them if they could be a placement person, but the people wouldn't. Kiki wouldn't answer the phone. She refused to check into that multiple times. And over and over again, I had told them why my situation with Matthew Lewis and Matthew Dodson is confusing. When I left Matthew Dodson, I was in an abusive marriage, and I got out of a domestic violence relationship. The police told me to run as far away as I could with my children because he had tried to kill them. He got hospitalized and sent to jail. And when I had went to the hospital, they told me I had a miscarriage. So I have the medical results of that still. So when I left him, in my mind, I knew because of the hospital telling me in my lab reports, which I could show you guys, they found no intrauterine pregnancy. And they said it favored ectopic abortion, which means I had a miscarriage. And then, so when I went to Matthew Lewis, I had known from what the hospital told me that I wasn't pregnant. And then months into that, I went to Matthew the same time that Matthew Lewis, the same time that I separated from my husband.
Ms. Dodson, that's a lot more than I need to know for today's hearing.
Oh, yes, sir.
Where are you staying now? And we're on YouTube. I don't want an address or anything. What type of facility are you at right now? I hear kids in the background.
I'm at my friend's house right now, but they're like family to me here. These are their children.
Okay.
And
Let me stop you there. You were raising your hand before. You can say who you would want your son placed with right now, and if you will tell me what your first choice is, I can order a home study on that person. Who do you want your child placed with right now?
Christopher Hatchett's mother, Miss Hatchett.
I'm gonna need a name, or I can't order it.
Leandra Hatchett. I can send you like a Are you able to write it down?
Yeah, I'm writing it down. And you don't need to give it to me. You need to give it to Miss Mahone. Miss Mahone,
she hasn't contacted me.
Excuse me. Miss Mahone, do you know where she's at right now?
Not Judge.
Okay, what I'm going to do, Miss Dodson, we're about to conclude this hearing. I'm going to put you and Miss Mahone, and Miss Mahone, you tell me if you want anybody else in with you. I'm going to put you in what's called a breakout room so y'all can exchange where you're at, who it is you want looked into for placement. We'll get some of these issues out of the way while we're all here today, okay?
Yes.
And then when you're through, you guys, I'm going to be in the middle of another hearing, but when you're through, you can just go ahead and get out of the waiting room. So, yes. All right, then, Mr. Graff, you didn't have any other witnesses, did you?
No, sir.
All right, Ms. Wiggins, you didn't have witnesses?
Correct.
All right, Ms. Dodson, I've listened to your testimony. Do you have any witnesses you wanted to call today?
Not today because everybody's at work right now. But if we do anything else, I can call somebody.
All right. I want you to discuss with Miss Mahone. You said you didn't have a right to get paperwork for a lawyer, so you need to discuss that with her and get it to somebody. It needs to get to me. But if you don't have transportation,
yes,
somebody from St. Francis or the department will come and get that paperwork from you because I really think you need an attorney. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, then, Ms. Wiggins, recommendations?
It's my recommendation that the child remain in the temporary managing conservatorship of the department. Placement continue. Child's doing well in the placement.
Okay, thank you. All right, then give me just a second here. All right, then I'm going to continue the department as temporary managing conservator, continue Kingston's current placement today. I will order a home study on Leandra Hatchett. Our next hearing will be a status hearing. That will be on March 10th, 2025. Ms. Dodson, that next hearing, the department's going to come up with a written plan of services they want you to perform. And the next hearing is where I'll hear what they're wanting you to do. If you think there's anything they're asking you to do that you shouldn't have to do or that you don't think you could do, it's very important that you be at that next hearing to tell me that, okay? Okay?
Yes, sir. I do have one question.
Okay.
I have a very hard time contacting Miss Moore, because ever since she took my son in the first when she first gave the paperwork and stuff the first time, she hasn't. Every time I call her, text her, email, or anything, she doesn't answer me. She hasn't called me since then, and that was right after she took my son.
Who's going to be the St. Francis permanency specialist? Somebody tell me.
I'm not. I believe.
I believe it's Erin Tyndale. She's on.
Okay. I'm gonna put everybody in the breakout room. There seems to be a lot of miscommunication going on here. So I'm gonna put Miss Tyndall, Miss Mahone, Miss Moore, and Miss Dotson in the breakout room. Anybody else we need in there to get all of us get on the same page?
I think I'll be in there.
Supervisor, Judge.
Everybody's talking at once. Mr. Graff said he wants in there. Who else?
Ms. Joranth.
Miss Wildman's with us for the department. All right, let me get that breakout. Mr. Taylor is with us representing the mother, Miss Adams. She is not in the waiting room, Mr. Taylor. Were you expecting her?
I apologize. I had my mute on. No, Your Honor, I've talked to her and she had to work today, couldn't get off, and is in full agreement with the report and the recommendation, the request of the department, and authorized me to announce that for her.
All right, thank you. All right, then. I've got a ton of people in the waiting room. Miss Wildman, who did you need?
I need a Jarrett. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar enough with everybody yet to know what his last name is off the top of my head.
Jarrett Stone.
That would be him, Judge.
Is that the only one you need?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. I've got one person I'm not used to seeing. I'm not even sure what. It's Christy Sonnier, Sonnier, and it says SFMFCT. What's that? Does anybody know? No? Okay.
I think SFM is St. Francis Ministries.
I know that, but I don't know what FCT is.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, then. I guess we are ready to proceed. Mr. Wildman, your witness?
The department would call Jarrett Stone, Judge.
All right.
Yes, Judge. Mr. Stone, just briefly, can you update us on the living situation with Miss Adams and Nevaeh?
Actually, this is Keegan Ramirez's case. I'm covering as the supervisor, but I can get with him and find out real quick.
Well, hang on. He's in the waiting room. Nobody told me we needed him.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I was told he wasn't going to be here, Judge.
Sorry.
All right, let's get him in. And this is starting out to be Monday.
Yeah. Well, Judge, then the department would call Keegan Ramirez, not Mr. Stone.
All right. All right, Mr. Ramirez, if you raise your right hand, do you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
I would have believed Mr. Stone, but they said you were the one that needed to be testifying. So,
yeah, I was messaging Mr. Stone. I was like, hey, they're asking you to go in. I was like, see if they can get me in there.
All right, Ms. Wildman.
All right, Mr. Ramirez, can you give us an update on where Miss Adams and Nevaeh are currently living?
Yes, they are both currently living here in Amarillo, Texas, on the address that's on my court report.
And your court report mentioned that Mr. Woodrum is back in the household. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I believe is it correct at the time that the TFF was ordered, he was incarcerated?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
How long have they all been living back together?
Since the beginning of my case, which I can get you the date. It was shortly after, shortly before the first court hearing back on December 2nd. He was already back in the home.
And how has that been going, having him back in the home?
It's been great. Miss Adams currently works, and then Mr. Woodrum stays at home and cares for Nevaeh and making sure that the house is clean.
And so kind of just briefly going through some of the services, are those being completed by the family?
Yes, ma'am.
And so let's see, do you know, was Miss Adams able to make that most recent psychosocial appointment?
Yes, ma'am. I'd gotten an email from the counselor and she'd completed it on the 27th. I guess they had to reschedule from the 22nd.
But at this point, that has been completed.
Yes, ma'am.
And it looks like, based on your report, that was the only service that maybe hadn't started yet, right?
Yes,
ma'am. What can you tell us about how Nevaeh's medical appointments and everything have been going?
They've been really good. Mrs. Adams has been very open and honest with all of the appointments that are coming up, and if anything needs to change, she will always let me know when the new date has been scheduled. Nevaeh has been fine since the last court hearing. She had gotten sick for a little bit, but Mrs. Adams and Mr. Woodburn had taken her to the doctor and gotten her the medication she needs to in order to meet her needs.
So is it fair to say that the family is complying with all of the expectations of the department as part of this TFF case?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it fair to say that the services seem to be going well?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, is it your belief that these services are necessary to ensure Nevaeh's physical health and safety?
Yes, ma'am.
And are we recommending that they continue on with the TFF program?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything else that needs to be addressed today, or anything else that needs to be added to the orders in this case?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Judge, I'll pass the witness.
All right. Ms. Wiggins?
Thank you. Mr. Ramirez, in regards to the child, I think one of the allegations was that the home was dirty. Is that correct? I saw you say yes, ma'am, but I don't think the volume was there. Can you say that again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And in regards to the condition of the home, has that been progressing? Is that better?
Yes, ma'am. That's one of the things that I've been working on since I got the case.
Okay. And when this case was initiated, why was Mr. Woodrum in Randall County Jail?
I believe it was due to a probation violation, and he's still currently on probation.
Okay. And in regards to the order, was he ordered to work services, or was it just the mother?
At that time, it was just the mother, Mrs. Adams.
Are there any services that Mr. Woodrum would benefit from that maybe need to modify?
Actually, I did a separate family plan with him, and I apologize, I'm losing my voice. He is being drug and alcohol tested. He's also participating with the St. Francis worker who comes to the house. And also he is doing a psychosocial and counseling as well.
Okay. And so the petition probably doesn't have him in it, but he doesn't necessarily need to be ordered to work services. He's complying.
Yes, ma'am. He's complying.
Okay. All right. Nothing further, Judge.
Okay. Yeah, for the record, I mean, I can't order services for him unless the department amends their petition to add him as a party, because he's a non-party right now. So, okay. Mr. Taylor, questions?
Just a couple, Your Honor. Did Reva make you aware that she was not going to be able to attend the hearing today?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. I did not hear your answer.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But she is doing everything she's supposed to be doing, and everything's going well.
Yes, sir.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Wildman, any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Do we want a compliance hearing?
Let me look and see how far we're into this.
I ordered the participation on December 2nd.
Then sometime in April would probably be fine, Judge.
Okay. All right, then I've got, well, let me just go ahead. If Mr. Taylor, did you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Wiggins, recommendations? You're muted.
Sorry, Judge, having problems finding it. I asked that the child continue with the mother and the father. Sounds like everything's going well. And the mom seems to really understand the medical needs of the child and is addressing those. And so we would just ask that the order to participate continue.
All right, thank you. Mr. Ramirez, you may not know the answer to this, but did Mr. Woodrum take care of his probation violation problems? He's out. I don't know. Usually you don't get out on a bond if it's...
Understanding everything has been going good. I've been in contact with his probation officer, and on their end, I mean, he's doing everything he's supposed to and no violations.
Okay, great. All right, then. Okay, then I will order that Ms. Adams continue working the service that have been previously ordered. I will set a compliance hearing for April 28th, 2025. That will be by Zoom, just like today's hearing, so parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket a day or two in advance of April 8th to see what time we'll have that hearing. All right, we will be in recess on this case. For those of you involved, Ms. Wildman's with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the child. Mr. Barfield's with us representing the mother, Miss Arona, who is with us. The father, Mr. Oliveris, is not with us. Well, Miss Arona fell out. She's back in my waiting room. Let's get her back in. Actually, she's in there twice. Mr. Oliveris, Victor Oliveris, the alleged father, is not in the waiting room. I'm just going to go down. I've got a list of people in the waiting room. Gary Hamilton, Karen Bider, Tanner Howell, and Rudy Flores.
Your Honor, Gary Hamilton is one of our witnesses. And let me take a look real quick. I should also have a, I'm forgetting the other officer's name. Give me a minute.
Tanner Howell.
Yes, Tanner Howell. Those would be two of our law enforcement witnesses. And then Rudy Flores should be our investigator.
Okay. I'm going to let this Karen Bider in, the one that I asked about. Well, now she comes up just as St. Francis worker. Maybe she's not the one that had the initials that I didn't know what they were. Oh, well. All right, then. I'm looking to see, did we get, we've got Miss Arona in. Rudy Flores, I'm looking for him. Oh, he's back in the waiting room again.
Judge, while we're getting people in, can I go in a breakout room with my client, please?
You bet.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Judge, while we're waiting, I just want to give you a heads up that I'll be asking for a continuance.
Okay, you'll have to, I'll let you put it on the record. We are here on an adversary hearing. Ms. Wildman's with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the child. Mr. Barfield is with us representing the mother, Miss Arona, who is with us. Mr. Oliveris, the father, is not in the waiting room. He's not with us. Mr. Saint is with us representing Mr. Oliveris. I've got Gary Hamilton, Karen Bider, and Tanner Howell in the waiting room.
And officers Howell and Hamilton are witnesses for this case, Judge.
Okay. Does anybody know who Karen Bider is? She's been in there a long time. I'm going to get her in so see what she's there for. I don't want her just having to hang out if she's not needed. Well, she's having trouble connecting to the audio. All right, I'll wait so she connects. Before we get started, Mr. Saint, you said you have a motion to make.
Yes, Judge. I only became aware of this appointment last week. There was, I think, some mix-up in the emails. My client is incarcerated, and I wasn't expecting to be here today because I had a criminal trial in a county that this morning it just last minute got reset. So I had already been planning to ask for a reset so that I can have my client here. I'll need to get the order for him to appear. He's in the Potter County Jail, and I was able to speak to him once briefly, and he seems opposed to what the department is asking.
All right. Anybody object to the continuance?
We object, Your Honor, solely because I don't think we can do a continuance on this matter. We are at, I think, the end of our 28-day statutory deadline. So
that's not. I showed it. We could have it next Monday.
I could be calculating it wrong, Judge.
TMC date was January 14th. I've got my handy dandy little wheel. 28 days to me looks like it's the, I can barely see it. It's either February 11th or 12th. We could have it next Monday, the 10th, on our regular Monday docket. So.
And Judge,
Your Honor, I think it runs from the actual removal date, which I think was a week prior to that.
Let me look.
And we could start and stop, Judge, and just put on some of the basic information through Mr. Flores, if that would work for Mr. Saint to get his client here on the next date.
Yeah, I think you're right. What was the removal date?
I believe it was the 9th, but let me double check.
Okay, let me look that up on my chart. Yeah, that wouldn't put us there. So I don't have a problem with starting and stopping. Let me just ask, more importantly, Mr. Barfield, do you or your client have a problem with us starting and then postponing it till next Monday?
I guess I need to ask my client that more than me.
You want back out in the breakout room?
I guess that would be fine, Judge.
Okay. I don't want you to have to talk,
I agree.
Okay.
And Your Honor, I'd just let you know I've given Miss Forbes a heads up on this, and on the 10th I have a mediation in the morning, but I'm available in the afternoon.
Well, mediation doesn't take precedence over that. We probably have a full docket on Monday. We always do, so it's probably not a problem to set it as our last hearing.
Yeah, it
Thank
would
you,
be
Judge.
at the end anyways.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, before I forget to tell you, that little booklet that.
Hey, Judge, you're not muted.
Okay, we're just waiting. Miss Rona's still in the breakout room. So
Yeah, Judge, while we're waiting for her to get back, we have no objection to what's been proposed. I will say that my client, I think I saw that there's been a visitation schedule already set up. She would like to have her visit this week for sure. And that's I don't want to say it's contingent on us agreeing, but she would like her visit this week.
Yeah, she should have her visit.
And I told her that. So yeah, we should be good with what's being proposed.
All right. While we're waiting for her to come back in, I'm going to go ahead and bring in these two officers and let them know.
And Judge, since we are being continued, I would ask that it be ordered or that the department work on getting the child into counseling. I think that's pretty important in this case. I did meet with him personally, and I think that would be really good for him just to process through the transition. And I agree that he does want visitation with his mom, so I think we need to make that happen this week.
All right. This is Judge Graham. I've let in Officers Hamilton and Officers Howell. If you would please unmute, please.
Yes, sir.
Let me get Officer Hamilton. Officer Hamilton, you're still muted. Okay, you're still muted. There we go. Can you hear me?
Sorry about that, Judge.
That's all right. Officers Howell and Hamilton, we're going to have to start this case and then recess it until next Monday. So your testimony won't be needed today. I didn't want you to just have to hang around for no reason. You'll still be under the subpoena, but someone will get with you and let you know what time next Monday. I believe it'll be afternoon, but I didn't want y'all to have to hang around for me to tell you that. So you're both free to go. And we'll see if we still need you next Monday. We'll see you next Monday. So thank you for being here, willing to testify, and thank you for your service.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge.
Thank
you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay. I believe we can go ahead. Ms. Wildman, if you want to call your worker and just put on a brief bit of testimony, then we will recess till next Monday.
Yes, Your Honor. The department would call Rudy Flores. And Mr. Flores, how are you currently employed?
I am an investigator with the Department of Family and Protective Services.
And are you familiar with the case involving a child by the name of Eden?
Yes, I am.
Who are the parents in this case?
The parents would be Victor Olivares, and then that would be father, and then mom is Yesenia Orona.
Now, when you first got involved in this case, what was the nature of the intake?
The intake had indicated that the father had a psychotic episode, is what was described as, that he had been taken to the behavioral health hospital, and we didn't understand how long. We at the time we didn't know how long he would be there. There was some indication that he had been driving into oncoming traffic, acting aggressively, and things of that nature.
And was the child present for as far as you're aware, all of those events?
Yes, the child was present during every one of those events.
Your Honor, is that sufficient for the court?
Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Let me just say, does anybody else need to take anything up with Mr. Flores today?
No, sir.
No?
No,
Okay.
Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Flores, just for my records, do we know where what type of facility the child's at in either city or county?
Yes, Your Honor. The child is actually placed with paternal grandparents here in the area.
Okay. In Amarillo area?
In Bushland, yes.
Okay. Mr. Barfield, as far as today, does your client have anyone she wants to home study on, or just you want to home study on herself? Or
On herself, Your Honor.
okay, we might as well get that started. Okay, then, as I stated, we're not really. We're just going to recess this case based on Mr. Saint's request that he wants to try to have his client attend from Potter County Jail. So we will recess until next Monday. We'll reconvene on Monday, January 10th, 2025. We believe it'll be an afternoon, but parties can get with our office or go on the court's online docket a day or two before next Monday to see what time we'll reconvene this case. I will also order that Ms. Arona have her visit starting this week. And I will order that Eden begin counseling as soon as that can be arranged. And I will order a home study on Miss Arona, the mother. Okay, we will be in recess on this case. Miss Wildman is with us for the department. Miss Mullinax is with us representing the child. Miss Grant is with us representing the mother, Miss Bata, who is with us, and Mr. Nowak is with us representing the father, Mr. Kankings, who is with us. I have Avery Hoganson in the waiting room.
That'd be the worker, Judge, if you could let her in.
Okay.
All right, and so let's start out. Let's get an update. How and is it Jordaline? Is that or Jordaline?
I pronounce it Jordaline.
Okay. And can you give us an update? How is she doing?
Jordaline is doing amazing in placement. She is hitting all of her milestones. There are no health concerns whatsoever. She's adjusted very well to being there. Overall, she's doing really good.
Now, let's kind of get an update on the parents. Where are they currently living?
Parents have moved to Colorado. I think it was December or around then.
Okay. And do you know why they moved to Colorado?
They had some troubles with their rent at their apartment in Amarillo, so they moved with the father's family to Colorado.
Okay. Now, have you been able to maintain contact with them since they've moved?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you working with them to help them complete services even though they're up in Colorado now?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that affect their ability to work services any?
Just with the move to Colorado, it did affect some of our contractors, since most of our counselors that we are contracted with are not able to counsel those outside of the state of Texas. So I have been working, trying to find a counselor there in Colorado that is on the cheaper side, and then we can reimburse. But that's what I've been trying to do.
Okay, so even though there are some hiccups, the department's trying to get it so that they can still pay and still help them get those completed, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about Cecile Bata and her services. So you said she's maintaining contact and they do have housing. Is she currently employed?
No, ma'am.
Do you know if if she's looking for work or what the plan is?
Not currently. I know in their culture, typically the woman does not work. So.
Okay. Now, I mean, one of the services is maintaining legal employment and income, and is that something that we're expecting her to do, or?
No, ma'am, just Teddy.
Okay. Then, as far as individual counseling, I think you testified that we're working on that. Has a psychological assessment been completed?
No, ma'am, that'll be completed after she finishes her 6 counseling sessions.
Okay. And then are you working with them, or will you work with them to try and find a provider in Colorado that can do that?
No.
And then has she done any kind of parenting classes yet?
Are making progress, or she is making progress on her parenting classes through a program in Colorado.
Okay. And now as far as Mr. Kinkinza, you said he's maintaining contact and they have housing. Is he currently employed?
No, ma'am, not currently.
Do you know if he's had any, is he having the same issues finding an individual counselor provider at this time?
Luckily, his counselor that he was set up with in Texas has not mentioned that it would be a problem. So we are sticking with his counselor that was originally from Texas with him. But parenting, there's a program in Colorado for him.
Okay, and has he begun that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so at this point, is the department trying to work with the parents to complete these services and hopefully return the child to their care?
Yes, ma'am.
What are some of the continuing dangers that the department believes still exist at this time?
The lack of employment, and then just no services have been completed.
Does that lack of employment and the recent move, does that give the department kind of concerns as far as instability?
Yes, ma'am.
And and not having completed services, does that give the department concerns that the reasons for removal have not yet been addressed?
Yes, ma'am.
At this point, is the department still hopeful that those will be addressed and will be able to reunify in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
But at this point, do you believe it would be contrary to the child's, health and safety and best interest to return home at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the department's recommendation?
That Jordalin's placement be continued and that a hearing be scheduled.
And the department have any other recommendations for services for the parents at this time?
Not at this time, no, ma'am.
All right, I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right, thank you. Ms. Hoganson, no other services are being requested of the parents today?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Grant, questions?
Yes, ma'am. Did you file a plan of service for Cecile Bata in this case on October 3rd, 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review that plan of service with Ms. Bata?
Yes, ma'am.
And at the time you developed the plan of service, was employment a requirement?
Not for her, no, ma'am.
And so in your status report where you are providing updates to the court that she has not provided proof of employment, that's not actually a part of her service plan, correct?
Oh, ma'am, that's my mistake.
Okay, so just for clarification to the court, if she does not provide that, you do not consider that incompletion of her service plan, correct?
Did you hear me?
I did not. Could you repeat that answer?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Pass the witness, Judge.
All right, Mr. Nowak.
Thank you so much, Judge. And just briefly, Avery, Teddy is staying in contact with you, correct?
Correct.
And he has started his parenting classes, correct?
Correct.
Overall, he's cooperative, correct?
Yes, sir.
And he is on the plan. He's on the track for reunification, correct?
Yes, sir.
Avery, thank you so much. Judge, that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Ms. Mullinex.
Avery, on your family plan of service for Cecile, have you looked at that recently?
Yes, ma'am.
On that family plan of service on page 3, would you acknowledge that the only thing required is a psychological evaluation and no individual counseling or parenting classes?
No, ma'am. Individual counseling, parenting classes, and the psychosocial would be needed.
Can you look at that plan of service and let me know where it says that she has to do parenting classes and individual counseling?
Yes, ma'am. Let me pull it up real fast. Apologize, I'm not seeing it. That must have been one of my mistakes. I apologize.
And so are you asking the court today to require individual counseling and parenting classes?
Yes, ma'am.
And would it be significant for her to do the psychological evaluation in order to determine what kind of counseling needs to occur, since mental health was the original reason for the removal?
Yes, ma'am.
And so would it make sense to do the psychological before the individual counseling?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you looked for psychological evaluation providers in Colorado, wherever they're staying at this point in time?
No, ma'am. I've only looked for counselors.
And do you supervise any of the visits with the child and the parents?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Who does? Do you know?
Jesse, we're contracted out with Choices Counseling.
And is that here in Amarillo, or where is that?
No, ma'am, they're placed in Lubbock, but the visitation is virtual.
So somebody from Choices Counseling in Lubbock is supervising the virtual visitation. There's not any in-person visitation at this time.
Correct.
Okay. And how often does she get or do the parents get visits virtually?
Once a week for an hour.
Is that together or separate?
Together.
Is there a specific day of the week that they're on?
Normally they are on Thursdays.
And since St. Francis is contracted with Choices, do you guys get updates from Choices about the visits?
Yes, ma'am.
When's the last time you received an update?
I'll say it would have been a little bit ago. Let's see. The last time in my email is pulling up for November 12th.
Do you request updates, or how does it work when you get an update?
No, ma'am. Normally they send it to me. I will go ahead and request the most recent ones though.
And this placement, this current placement, that's Jordalin's 5 months old at this time. Is that right?
Correct.
And has she been in that same placement ever since she was removed from the parents?
Yes, ma'am.
I pass the witness.
Anyone have further questions for Ms. Hoganson?
I do, Judge.
Okay.
Ms. Hoganson, in light of the testimony today, do you agree with me that an updated service plan that's appropriate for this case needs to be filed in order to clarify the record for the court as what's expected of this mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you agree to file an updated service plan with a copy to my office so that I could review that with my client and clarify her services for her?
Yes, ma'am.
Pass the witness, Judge.
Anyone else?
No further questions, Your Honor. We just would ask that those services that Ms. Hoganson mentioned be added to this order as part of her services.
Okay. All right, Ms. Grant, any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor. We would just ask for that order that an updated service plan be filed within 10 days of this hearing so that I can get my client on track.
I'll let her do it. I'm going to order those services, so that should take care of it.
Thank you,
Mr.
Judge.
Black, did you have any witnesses?
No, sir.
All right, Ms. Mullinak's recommendations?
Your Honor, I have spoken, or my office has spoken with placement. We believe that it's safe and appropriate. She's been in that same placement the entirety of the case, and we believe that she should remain there. With regard to the parents, with mom specifically, I would request that psychological be done before counseling, because the whole reason for the removal was mental health issues with the mother. And I think it would be important for her to have recommendations so that she could fulfill those recommendations.
Right.
The virtual visits, I believe, are appropriate. Obviously, if the parents can get here and they could do some in-person visits, that may be better for bonding with the child. But if they can't, then I guess the virtual would be appropriate.
Okay. Yeah, obviously in person would be better, but an hour is plenty for a 5-month-old. So that's kind of hard to do virtually. So, all right, I will continue the department's temporary managing conservator, continue the current placement. I'll order the parents to complete parenting and counseling along the lines of any recommendations that may come from their psychological. If there is anything to specifically recommend, we'll try to tailor the parenting and counseling to the psychological recommendations. So, all right, our next hearing will be a permanency hearing on June 2nd, 2025. It will be by Zoom like today's hearing, so parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket a day or two before June 2nd to see what time of day we'll have that hearing. We will stand in recess on this case. Okay, it is past 12:30. Afternoon, everyone.
Hey, Judge.
All right, I will call 2 Randall County related cases. This is a permanency hearing, and Ms. Wildman is with us for the department. Ms. Garrett's with us for CASA. Ms. McDaniel is with us representing the child. Ms. Riley is with us representing the mother, Ms. Pelt, who is with us. And Mr. Michelson is with us representing the father, Mr. Knowles, who is with us. I will also call...
I'm sorry, Your Honor, if Allison Bratton is in the waiting room, she's the advocate on this case.
All right, I'll get her in.
Thank you.
Number 6, again, Ms. Wildman for the department, Ms. Garrett and Ms. Bratton for the CASA, Ms. McDaniel representing Lily, Ms. Riley representing the mother, Mrs. Pelt, and Mr. Turman representing the father, Mr. Stewart, who is also with us. That accounts for all the parties. Erica Cantrell is my only one in the waiting room.
And that'd be my caseworker, Judge.
Okay, we'll get her in.
And before we start, Your Honor, I do have an announcement regarding the motion that was also set for hearing today.
I was just about to announce, we also had a motion for no contact order unless through attorneys. That was filed by Ms. Wildman on behalf of the department, asking basically that Ms. Pelt not contact anyone directly, just through the attorneys. So what's the announcement on that?
Your Honor, I've conferred with our client, and we would like to vacate the hearing on that and abandon that motion at this time. We did have a amended court report that was filed on Friday to include the information that kind of goes along with that motion. However, at this time, we don't think it's necessary, and the basic information will be covered in the permanency hearing anyways.
Okay, all right. So if you're abandoning the motion, I'll just discard it. So.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, so we are just on the 2 permanency hearings. Ms. Wildman, you may proceed.
Your Honor, the department would call Erica Cantrell. And in fact, are you the permanency specialist for both of these cases?
I am.
All right, so let's start by getting an update on Cora. So where is Cora currently placed?
She's placed in Lubbock, Texas.
And is she currently in a foster home?
Yes, ma'am.
And how is she doing there?
Cora's doing very well in that foster placement.
Does she have any special medical or psychological needs at this time?
No specific medical. She does have some issues with her vision, and that's been addressed in the court. She does have a surgery scheduled for September 27th to correct her eye, and so that is on the books to get that corrected.
Okay. But otherwise, are her needs being met in that placement?
Absolutely.
Now, regarding placement, what is sort of the short-term goal for Cora?
As far as Cora, she'll remain in that foster home until we can reunify with Brandon Knowles. He's pending to locate a larger home. And as soon as he gets that done, we can start forth with a reunification plan.
Okay. Do we have any update on when that he may be able to locate that larger home?
He said on our notes, the 2-bedroom on the 5th of this month. So it's 2 days.
Okay, so once that happens, is it the department's intention to check out that home and see if that's appropriate for Cora?
Yes, ma'am.
And then if it is the plan to reunify her with her father?
Yes, I'll meet with Jessica Hoskins to approve that, and we'll create a reunification plan for him.
Okay. And what sort of visitation has been going on with Brandon lately?
As of right now, he has 2 hours unsupervised weekly visits with Cora. Last week visitation did not happen for either mom or dad because Cora had the flu and strep, but that time will be made up.
Now, at this time, have there been any concerns with the visitation?
He had was Mr. Knowles did transport Diana to one visitation. I did address that with him. He understands that's not something he can do. And so he understands that he can no longer do that, and it's been addressed.
And so does the department still planning on moving forward with that reunification plan, even with that having happened?
Yes.
All right. So now, as far as Mr. Knowles' services, has he completed his service plan at this time?
Yes, he has.
So there's nothing else that he needs to complete?
He's doing everything that was asked, doing visitation, drug screening as we need him to. So he's doing very well.
The biggest issue is that at least for the next couple of days, he doesn't have a place that Cora can go, right?
Correct.
All right. So until that happens, is it in Cora's best interest to reunify?
Not right now, no.
Okay. But hopefully that's going to change here in a few days, right?
So yes.
All right. So let's talk, let's shift over and get an update on Lily. So Lily's placement was changed fairly recently. Is that correct?
Yes, she was placed in Oklahoma with her paternal grandmother on December 23rd.
And how has she been doing in that placement?
Lily has been doing wonderful. She's really happy there. I've spoke with her on a couple of occasions, and in her words, she's living her best life.
And so Lily has had some, obviously has had some psychological needs in the past. Are those being addressed in the current placement?
Yes, ma'am. She is established with behavioral health specialist, continuing her medications, individual counseling. Mary Jo and Seth have done very well together in getting all those services lined up for her in Oklahoma.
Now, just a little bit more. So you say Mary Jo is that grandma?
Yes, ma'am.
And Seth is obviously the dad.
Yes, ma'am.
What sort of visitation is Seth having with Lily at this point?
Seth is having regular, basically, I would say unlimited contact as long as it's supervised by his mom placement. And we've had conversations just to ensure that that is happening. So as long as he is supervised, he can have regular contact with Lily.
Now, what kind of visitation is Lily having with Diana Pelt?
Lily is scheduled to have therapeutic visitation. However, those are not happening. Lily is refusing to participate in visitation. She simply does not want to talk to mom. She's told me this. I've talked to her. So right now, she's not having any contact with mom.
in general, or is that contact still sort of being encouraged, and is Lily still being encouraged to at least attempt visitation?
Yes, I've spoke to Lily to encourage her, and to do that. But Lily has stated her mind is made up and she does not want to continue visitation with mom.
Now, are there any other, I guess, needs? Let me give you one moment. Is Lily on psychotropic medication?
She is.
Is that being reviewed regularly?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that medication appear to be appropriate in addressing the symptoms that it needs to?
Yes.
Are there any other medical concerns or educational concerns that the court needs to be made aware of?
No, Lily, like I said, she's doing very well. She enjoys school. She's made some new friends at the school. I will add, as far as we have requested an ICPC for dad for a home study to be completed on him, as that's our next step. And so as of right now, we're just maintaining and just going, just things are going well with Lily.
Now, you talked about doing an ICPC with Seth. What sort of services? Well, let me ask: Has Seth fully completed his service plan at this time?
The only other service he has left is the psychosocial. I've been in contact with that counselor, letting them know that we need that completed. And so he said he will get with Seth to schedule that this week. But that is the remaining service that we have. Dad as well has made good changes. He's has a 2-bedroom lined up as well. He's preparing to switch from the night shift to the day shift at work. So he's doing what we need in hopes to transition Lily into his care.
Now, I mean, in the court report, and then I think it's addressed in there, but obviously there have been some drug screens. Can you kind of explain what's gone on with Seth and sort of what the department's, I guess, position is on those?
Yes, ma'am. As far as drug screens, he is positive for marijuana. He does have a medical marijuana card out of the state of Oklahoma, which is legal. He's always been very up and front and honest about that. So he understands, as far as what that looks like for, when he does need to take that, he chooses not to smoke it, but do an edible, things like that. So he's been upfront and honest with us about that.
And at this time, does that cause the department any immediate concerns?
No, ma'am.
Now, let's shift over to Diana's service plan. Let's see. Now, I mean, I'll address this up front. Was there an incident that happened with Diana over the holidays?
Yes, ma'am.
Just briefly, can you explain sort of what had happened?
I was off during that time. I had coworkers covering that case for me. The notification as far as on Lily being moved, there was also Diana was upset about a visitation being scheduled. And Diana started calling multiple people within St. Francis. There was 22 calls to the on-call supervisor, 10 calls made to a placement coordinator, an independent living supervisor, to our director, and then Rachel Williams, the vice president, and Micah Smith, the executive director, just continuously calling. There was a therapeutic visit set up on Christmas Eve. However, Lily did not want to participate in that. So the calls by Diana was very excessive, and some of the things that she was saying to staff was very unnecessary.
Now, have there been any incidents with Diana since?
No, that as far as Micah Smith had sent an email and directed that, contact us through email, things like that. So since that email had been sent out, there has been more of a calm situation with Ms. Pelt.
Okay. And so at this point, I mean, we're still able to communicate with Diana and help her worker services, right?
Yes.
And so let's talk sort of about Diana's services. What services does she still need to complete at this time?
We still need, continue to have her to random drug screen. She will Also need to complete her individual counseling. And then as far as she does have housing now, but we do not have 6 months of housing. So that we still need to continue with that. Employment, she stated that she has sent me tax returns to show previous year employment, but I don't have those as of now. And so we just need to continue, monitoring and drug screening and get that individual counseling completed and follow up with any recommendations that Ms. Hinders makes for Diana.
And so, as far as reasonable efforts to reunify in Cora's case, what sort of steps has the department taken?
So, like I said, we provide service plans for both parents. We have set up visitations. Brandon's been visiting. Diana recently started visiting Cora again. We just continue to work with the parents and hope to reunify.
All right, and as you testified earlier, hopefully we'll be able to have that happen with the father here fairly soon.
Yes, ma'am.
And as far as Lily, what sort of efforts has the department made to reunify?
Same as the other. We've provided family plans of service. Said this completed. Diana still has some things to work on. We do now have Lily placed with a relative placement, and that goes in relation to our concurrent goal. We have the ICPC request for Dad to complete that home study. So we continue our efforts to reunify with a parent.
Now, so as far as, kind of the continuing danger for both of the children, is there a continuing danger in regards to Miss Pelt not having completed those services?
Yes, ma'am.
And is there still a continuing danger, especially just in part from the fathers not having ICPCs completed or not having appropriate homes available at this time?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
So do you believe just at this point it would be contrary to the physical health and well-being of Cora and Lily to return home?
That's correct.
All right. And then, let's see. Are there any services or anything that need to be added to the court order today?
No, we will just ask that Diana Pelt complete a drug screen. I had sent her last week, but it was via email. And so if I could get her to go complete that today.
Okay. Otherwise, what is the recommendation of the department for both children?
Just to continue as is and continue efforts to reunify.
Your Honor, I'll pass the witness.
All right. Ms. Cantrell, what type of drug test you want and where would that be at?
It would be at the Care Express on Ross, here in UA, please.
Okay. All right. A couple of questions. In reading the report on Lily, I was maybe a little confused. Is Mr. Stewart living with his mother?
No, sir.
Okay. But he's having visitation that she supervises.
Yes, sir.
And it's really, I think you testified, there's no limit to it as long as she's supervising it.
That's correct. Seth works nights, and so most of his contact is between when Lily gets out of school till he goes to work and then on weekends. So, but it's all supervised by his mother.
All right. But he is in line to get his own place also, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, about Cora, you mentioned the surgery. I read the report and I didn't know it at all what this is. So what I read was that she's been diagnosed with esotropia with inferior oblique overaction, which will require surgery. Is that the eye condition?
Basically, it's a lazy eye in a sense, and so they'll go in and tighten the muscle in the eye, in hopes to prevent her eye from turning in.
Okay. I thought that was probably just a real fancy term for lazy eye. So
very much so.
And then it also said diagnosed with victim of neglect adjustment disorder with mixed disturbances of emotions and conduct, unspecified sleep wake disorder. Is there any way to put that in layman terms?
As far as the sleeping for Cora, she was having nightmares and such like that, and so that had been an issue. Is what that is. As far as the trauma, I'm assuming that would be some of the reasons for removal. What may have been going on, I'm not 100% sure, but she's doing much better in the foster home.
That's just she's getting some some trauma treatment, and that should take care of the sleep-wake disorder. Is that kind of an easy way to put it?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. All right, then. Thank you. Ms. Riley, did you have questions?
I do, Your Honor. Just to pick up where we were at with Cora, because I think the judge was asking about whether or not she's receiving services for that. The report says she's not in therapy, though. Isn't that correct?
That is correct. I know she's not receiving direct services right now. She has been on a waiting list for some time to get in with a therapist, but she has been meeting with her counselor at school. And so, but like I said, we have seen progress as far as in her sleep habits and, night terrors and such like that. They've been steadily decreasing. And so she's doing good there.
Okay, but therapy is still the recommendation by the professionals, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so how long have we been waiting to get her into that therapy?
It's been quite a while. Like I said, in that play therapy, I've continued to follow up and stay in contact, of course, with the placement and the agency as well. But like I said, I mean, as far as she's been talking with the counselor at school about, so.
But so how long do you anticipate before she's enrolled in that play therapy that was required by her?
My understanding is they do have a pending appointment for February.
Okay. All right. Now I just want to talk about when you went over and sticking with Cora for right now, you said that the agency's next step would be to reunify with Brandon Knowles. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And at this point in time, though, it is not to reunify with Diana. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Why has the agency moved towards reunifying with Brandon and not with Diana?
Brandon has completed his services. He's had 6 months stable housing, even though it's not in a 2-bedroom, but he does have stable housing. He has stable employment. His service plans are completed. So at this time, he's the primary parent to reunify with.
Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit. Brandon was recommended to take an OSAR, is that right?
That's correct.
And there's nothing in the permanency report that indicates that he's either done that or that you have the results back.
As far as, I mean, he's been drug screening is negative on our drug screens and such. So, I mean, we can continue with like the unsupervised visits and such, but we can ensure that he gets that scheduled.
Okay, well, and I'm not trying to belabor the point, but I'm just asking, you said that he's completed his services, but it was recommended that he did the OSAR, but he has not done that. Is that right?
He has been right. Yeah.
Okay. It was also recommended that he complete a 12-step program. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. And there's nothing in the permanency report that says anything about him attending or providing proof that he's attended a 12-step program. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. It also indicates in the permanency report that Brandon has failed, as of when you issued this, to sign any releases for any medical or other documents which would allow you to get that kind of history. Is that correct?
And that's an error because he has signed a release of information.
Okay, so when the permanency report says that he needs to sign it, he has now signed it?
Yes.
Okay. Where is Brandon currently living?
He's living in Amarillo, Texas.
What kind of housing?
He lives in a efficiency home.
Okay. So would you agree with me that if Brandon has not done an OSAR and not proven that he's done a 12-step program, that he has not indeed completed all of his services?
Reflection of the court report, you're correct.
Okay. Now, in terms of Diana, Diana does need to complete therapy, is that correct?
Correct.
And then just continue to show that she has 6 months of stable housing, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. But other than that, other than the 6 sessions of counseling, and how many more months does she have left to prove that she's had 6 months of housing?
She moved in November. So we have until the end of April.
Okay. Other than those 2 things, she's completed her services, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So how much visitation is Diana currently having with Cora?
I think it's 1 hour a week.
Okay, and then how much visitation is Brandon receiving with Cora?
He gets 2 hours unsupervised per week.
Okay. And so what has the agency done to increase so that Diana can start on unsupervised visitation with Cora?
Diana only recently started visitation back in November, as it took her until November 17th to complete a drug test for us. And so as of right now, I mean, contact has only recently started again between Cora and Diana. And so we can build up into increasing visitation. But as of right now, like I said, we just recently only started contact.
Well, how long before, since her service plan is almost entirely done, she tested negative, how long before Diana can start to do unsupervised contact or increase visitation with Cora?
I mean, as far as unsupervised contact, I can't give you an answer on that, as I'd have to meet with my director on that, but we'd like to see the counseling sessions completed as well.
Okay. How long before she gets increased visitation?
I would like to see counseling sessions completed.
All right. Now, she did go through 3 of those sessions. Is that correct?
Yes, since August.
All right. And then, all right. Now, in terms of dealing with Lily, Diana had visitations that you supervised prior to her relocating to Oklahoma. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And those were electronic or Zoom or?
They were via Teams.
Okay. Teams. All right. And then it wasn't until Lily relocated to Oklahoma that she then refused to have these electronic visits with her mother.
That's when official refusal started, yes.
Okay. So when she was not living with Seth and his mother, she went to visits with Diana.
With encouragement, yes.
Okay, sure, but she went.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And she participated in those visits, right?
Yes, she did.
I'm sorry, she talked with her mother.
Yes, ma'am.
They talked about school and about her life and all kinds of things. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And Lily seemed to enjoy those visits with her mom.
Yes, the visits went well.
Okay. Now, are you aware, what does Lily say is her reason for not wanting to visit with Diana?
When I talk to Lily, she simply states that she just doesn't want to talk to her no more. She's happy where she is. She just does not want to talk to her. I mean, she doesn't want to really honestly like talk about it a lot.
Okay.
But like I said, this was conversations we had prior even to this move about having visits with mom.
Okay. Well, is it concerning at all to you that it wasn't until she moved in with other people that she then refused altogether to meet with her mother?
No, because like I said before, she had even moved there. She was already, saying she didn't want to get onto visitation. She didn't want to see her mom. So this has been going since before moving to Oklahoma.
But you'd agree with me, there's a difference between the way things are now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Have therapeutic visitation. Well, who is Lily in therapy with?
She continues to see Fasha Hernandez. That's who she was seeing when she was placed in Houston as well. She's continuing to see her.
All right. Was there a time when Lily refused to go to counseling sessions with Ms. Hernandez?
For her individual?
Yes.
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay. Are you aware of any comments that Seth or his mother have made about Diana that may paint Diana in a negative light?
Judge, I would object to any comments in regard to Seth's mother. She's not a party of the violate the hearsay.
I'll rephrase. Are you aware of any comments that Seth has made that are negative about Diana that he has made to Lily?
I don't know specifically to Lily, no. I haven't talked to her in regards to that.
Well, you were present, though, at a meeting that Seth was at when Seth informed people at that meeting that he has told Lily that his mother is ill, correct?
I was there, but that's not specifically what he said.
Okay, well, what did he say that he told Lily about her mother?
He was saying that he had said in that meeting, he was saying that he didn't know specifically what was going on in this case. He didn't know if Diana was ill. He didn't know if there was some mental issues going on. He was saying that he did not know what was going on. but he's going to do whatever he needs to do, you know, to care for Lily.
Right. But in addition to that, he specifically talked about conversations on 2 occasions that he's had with Lily. Did he not? At that meeting that you were present.
Right. He was saying like he's told Lily those things because he does not, I mean, he does not know what's going on.
Right. And so he's in essence told Lily, hey, your mom might be mentally ill. She might be sick. We don't know what's going on with her.
I don't know his specific conversations, but I know what he said in there as far as, you know, he's just defending as far as he doesn't know what's going on. I don't think he meant ill harm in it.
Well, and I'm not really asking about what you think his intentions are. It's more, Lily is hearing, though, from her father that there is something wrong with her mother, correct?
Judge, I object. This is asked and answered argument.
I'll sustain that. I've heard it about 3 or 4 different ways. The point's been made, Miss Riley.
Okay, Judge. I mean, I don't believe it's been answered, but I respect the court. Did you have a conversation with Seth to caution him that he should not have these conversations with Lily about her mother?
Yes, I did send a follow-up email to himself and to his attorney stating what had happened, and as far as refraining from saying those things, and we just need to, you know, speak to what we know.
So after hearing that Lily has heard something about her mother from her dad, did you then have a conversation with Lily, or did you ask or inform her, the GAL, so that her GA or guardian ad litem could have a conversation with her to find out what's going on in that regard?
I did not notify the attorney ad litem. There was that switch during that time, but I didn't even really speak to Lily about, other than when we talked, you know, as far as the visitation, what she wants, how she's doing. I don't directly ask questions as far as what is being told to her by Mr. Seward.
So what is currently being done to encourage Lily to engage in visits with her mother?
I speak to Lily. I need to speak to her this week. I ask her about visitation. Do you want to, you know, we'll get a visitation scheduled. I was in a bit, you know, just kind of having conversations. And last week and the week before, it was very clear that she did not want any contact with Diana. She was happy and she just wanted to leave it like it is.
All right. And how old is Lily again?
Lily is 10.
Pass the witness. Or no further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Cantrell, the report I read said that Lily does not want to be placed with her mother. She wants to stay with her father. Is that an accurate statement?
That is 100% accurate. I've heard that on more than one occasion, Your Honor.
Okay, so we're not talking about just visitation. We're talking about Lily making statements where she wants to be placed, correct?
Yes, Lily is very verbal. She's very mature for her age. She has no worry about saying what she wants and what she doesn't want.
All right. Has Lily's therapist been made aware that Lily doesn't want to visit with her mother?
Yes, these the visits that are being scheduled, like the one on Christmas Eve, was a therapeutic visit, and Lily told Varsha that she did not want to get on.
Okay, so the therapist is aware. I mean, Miss Riley asked you, has that been discussed with Lily's GAL? But I mean, the therapist knows about the problem that Lily does not want to see her mother, correct?
Yes, sir. She's very well aware.
And so I would assume if she's doing her job, then she's trying to deal with that therapeutically. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And there was you mentioned about Miss Pelt having a negative drug screen in November. The report I read said that she had 6 no-shows for drug tests between June and September. Is that accurate?
That is accurate.
Okay. So a hair strand drug screen typically goes back 3, maybe 4 months. So did it cause the department some concern that she went June to September with no drug screens?
Yeah, we had concerns from the very beginning of removal. She did not drug screen, and that was part of the orders that, as far as visitation would not happen until she did drug screen. We did get the first drug screen November 17th, and that's the only drug screen we've had.
Okay. So basically April to November, there were no drug. This case started, TMC date was April 26th, 24. So basically from April 26th till November, she did not drug screen one time. Is that accurate?
That is accurate, sir.
Okay. All right then. All right. Let's just go down one at a time. Mr. Turman, do you have questions?
I do have a few, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Sorry, I just wanted to ask a few more questions. You testified a moment ago, Ms. Cantrell, that Ms. Pelt had completed all but 2 of her services. Did I understand that right?
She has done the parenting. She has done other services. The main ones that, like I said, was therapy. She hasn't completed that. And then as far as the 6 months requirements of drugs, housing, employment.
From reading through your report, I see where it appears that it was stated that Ms. Pelt has failed to sign a release of information. Is that still true?
No, that's not true. I do have that now.
Okay. Also understand that she has failed to participate in a domestic violence support group. Is that correct?
Correct, but that is something we did have a discussion about. She denies going back any domestic violence in between relationships with Mr. Stewart or Mr. Knowles. We did say that that could be addressed if there was any concerns of that during therapy.
And that's where I wanted to follow up on. Do you recall what one of the initial impediments was as far as placing Lily with Mr. Stewart?
Yes, sir, I do.
What was that?
Domestic violence.
Presumably that an allegation Ms. Pelt had made against Mr. Stewart.
That is correct.
Does that seem in contradiction with what she has told you?
Yes.
Okay. Trying to read the tea leaves, but we're ordering an ICPC for Mr. Stewart. He's having essentially unlimited supervised visitation. It appears that we're at least looking at targeting a placement with Mr. Stewart ultimately. Is that a fair assumption?
Sir.
Okay. Is there a reason then that his visitations are still being supervised?
As far as of right now, we'll just maintain that supervision until we can get that psychosocial done, have that, make sure that doesn't have any follow-up recommendations of services he may need from that. And then I can discuss with my program director on this case as far as going forth with some unsupervised contact.
Okay. Finally, let me just ask, have you identified any information specifically that would support the notion that Mr. Stewart is trying to alienate Ms. Pelt in any way?
No, not when I speak to Lily, no.
Okay, thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right, thank you, Mr. Michelson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Cantrell, Brandon has notified you of his change in housing, correct?
So today, yes, I'll get with him to get further information as far as address and such like that for him.
Okay, and when do you expect to be able to do a walkthrough for the house?
As soon as he gets moved in, it could probably be early next week.
Okay, and what would a reunification plan look like from the department's point of view?
Generally, as far as when we do reunification plans, we, of course, increase that unsupervised contact. Then we generally switch over into overnight weekend visitation, and then that would lead into the official placement home.
Okay, and he has 2 hours unsupervised visitation right now, correct?
Sir, that's correct.
And visitation has generally gone pretty well.
Yeah, I've had no concerns reported.
Okay. I know there was an issue raised about the OSAR. Has Brandon given any indication of substance abuse during his supervision by the department?
No, the first drug screen that was positive was at the time of removal. He's been 6 months clean in my drug screens for St. Francis when I sent him.
And those are hair strands and UAs, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. McDaniel?
Yes, Your Honor. How are you, Ms. Cantrell?
I'm doing well. How are you?
So first, in regards to Cora, you previously testified that visits were going well with Dad. Do you know if Dad plans out those visits?
As far as the visits with Cora, Dad does he has pretty good open communication with the foster family. And so they kind of work together based upon their schedules and what's going on for that visitation, where they're going to meet, where that's going to take place, or if we have to make up. They kind of work out those details themselves.
So you believe he could care for Cora on his own?
He has a support system here. It's definitely going to be a little bit of a change for him, but he has supports in place. He's prepared to do what he needs to do. He's vocal about that. So I don't have any immediate concerns that he couldn't.
Do you have any concerns regarding a relationship between him and Diana?
Like I said, the main concern for as far as Mr. Knowles, we had conversations. He's aware as far as the concerns we have. He did bring Diana to that visitation one time. As soon as I addressed it with him, he made it clear he would not do that again. So, I mean, further conversations need to be had, but he understands that he has to be protective.
And can you just give me a timeline, even a ballpark number of how long reunification plans usually last?
I mean, it just kind of depends on when I get with my director to see kind of what we're looking at. I mean, we could be looking at if we want to have Cora finish out the school year and amp up visitation during that time, or we can go into it with lots of considerations as far as where she is educationally and things like that. So we kind of just plan with the family and Brandon to see what would be best.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, then anyone have other questions of Ms. Cantrell?
Just very briefly, Judge.
Okay, we're gonna have to be very brief. We're way behind.
I have 2 questions, Judge, and hopefully that won't open up too many other questions. Ms. Cantrell, as far as reunifying with Mr. Stewart and the OSAR and the 12-step program, does the department find him not completing those is that an issue for reunification?
With Mr. Stewart or Mr. Knowles?
Maybe it was Mr. Knowles, but to be fair, is the department able to recommend that those potentially be waived as a requirement on the service plan?
Yes, that is definitely a possibility. He hasn't had any issues with substance abuse or anything in the well over 6 months.
Okay. And then the other question I have is, reunifying with the fathers in this case, does that mean St. Francis is going to stop working services or providing visitation to Diana?
No, ma'am.
So that'll continue. She'll still be able to have visitation and work those services.
Yes, ma'am.
No further questions.
Anyone else?
None from me, Judge.
Department have any other witnesses, Ms. Wildman?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Riley, did you have witnesses?
I don't believe so, Judge. Although
All right.
I would just ask permission, Judge, to just ask Ms. Pelt if she wants to testify, just so that that's clear on the record that I'm not making that decision for her.
Ms. Pelt, did you want to testify?
No, that's okay, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
Mr. Terman, witnesses?
No, Judge, I would rest.
Mr. Michelson, witnesses?
No witnesses addressed.
All right, Ms. McDaniel, recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor. In regards to Lily, I think continuing her placement is great. She seems to be doing well there. She was very reluctant to talk to me, but the little bit she did, she seems to be happy there. And from what I understand, she gets along with her father very well and does not wish to return back to her mother at this time. So I think that's a great placement for her as of now. And in regards to Cora, she seems to be doing great in her placement. She wasn't very vocal, but as we kind of went on, she was able to warm up a little bit, and she seems to really enjoy them. And I believe her visits with her father are going well. So I would just recommend that the department continue to stay involved in that and see where that goes. And I think they're both doing very well.
All right. Okay. Thank you. All right. Let's take Cora's case first. I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator, continue Cora's current placement. I'll order Ms. Pelt to both hair strand and UA drug screen by 4 p.m. today at Care Express in Amarillo. Ms. Pelt, do you have transportation?
Yes, I can get there.
Okay. If you need help, just reach out to St. Francis and they'll help get that done. All right. In
Yes, Your Honor.
Lily's case, I will continue the department's temporary managing conservator, continue the current placement. Again, order Ms. Pelt to Harris Strand and UA drug screen by 4 p.m. today. I'll order that any visitation between Ms. Pelt and Lily will be as recommended by Lily's therapist. Now that we made it clear that the therapist has been made aware of Lily's not wanting to visit, so we've got that. The therapist is aware of it. I'm going to order that Mr. Stewart not discuss the case in any manner with Lily. And I mean any manner, not talk about what may be going on or anything. Just talk about, Mr. Stewart, talk about your relationship with your daughter, and let's leave Ms. Pelt out of any conversations. And then I do think it's prudent to order that Mr. Stewart go ahead and do the psychosocial before we go to any unsupervised visitation. So, okay.
Your Honor, the department would also ask for the findings of reasonable efforts and continuing danger.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. All right, both cases, bench trials will be set for April 28th, 2025. That, as far as I know, that will be by Zoom, just like today's hearing. So parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket a day or two in advance of April 28th, 2025 to see exactly what time that hearing will take place. I will note this case has not been extended. It's, when we're dealing with multiple cases, sometimes it's harder to get things done in both cases simultaneously. So, all right, that will conclude this hearing. I will be back here in a couple of minutes. Ms. Wildman's call for the department. Mr. Michelson, I think, is still with us. Yeah. Mr. Michelson is representing the child. Ms. McDaniel is with us representing the mother, Ms. Ross, and she is in the waiting room. Let me get her in. And Mr. Hill, you represent
the child as the GAL, Judge.
Okay, so we got a GAL and Mr. Michelson is the attorney ad litem. Okay, I didn't have that on my notes either. And in that case, CASA is also on the case, and Ms. Garrett is with us.
Your Honor, and if there's a Sierra Gallegos in the waiting room, she's the advocate on this case?
No, ma'am, I've got Juan Heredia and Stephanie Corbett.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Henderson, the alleged father is not with us. I understand that he's not been located. Okay, this case was set for 1:15. It's 1:33. We will proceed in Mr. Henderson's absence. You may proceed, Ms. Wildman.
And Your Honor, Juan Heredia is our permanency specialist.
Okay.
All right, so where is Shanice currently placed?
Shanice is currently placed at Flyer. It is a RTC center located in Levelland, Texas.
And how has Shanice been doing in that placement?
Shanice is doing well in her placement. She has come a long way. She's received a lot of help as far as therapy, helping her to better express herself and her feelings as far as being returned into care. She's doing very well with expressing herself better and managing her emotions. And she's doing very well in school. She is on a self-paced program, and she's currently working on trying to get herself ahead.
Now, I know she's on a couple medications. Is she on any psychotropic medications at this time?
She's on things to help her sleep. One of them being the guanfacine,
Okay.
And the other one would be melatonin.
And I mean, are those being adjusted and managed as necessary?
Yes.
At this time, would we consider the RTC to be the less restrictive placement for Shanice?
At this time, yes. We are possibly looking at different placement for her. However, that's going to be based on finding a place that could better meet her needs.
Okay. So right now the RTC is the best place to meet her needs?
Yes, ma'am.
But based on the progress she's making there, we're open to adjusting that as needed?
That is correct.
Now, otherwise, are there any concerns as far as services she might need, or is everything so far being taken care of by placement?
Everything has been taken care of by placement.
Now, as far as the parents in this case go, it's my understanding that the mother, and that's Miss Ross, correct?
Yes.
Is interested in signing a relinquishment or has signed a relinquishment?
Yes, that is correct.
Now, having kind of discussed this, are there some legal issues that have so far prevented us from moving forward on that, including a possible case out of state?
Yes, there was some information received that Miss Ross had received child support at one point from the state of Washington from her ex-spouse. So we had been waiting on having that documentation presented either to us or to her attorney in order to possibly prove up the case.
So we're still in that process, but at this time, Ms. Ross is not interested in working services or anything like that, correct?
That is correct.
Now, what about the father in this case?
The father has not been located. Any mail that we have sent to him has been returned as undeliverable. We have made efforts to try and reach him at his last phone number and done other searches, and they have not yielded any results. We have also made attempts to contact him via social media, and those attempts have not been answered either.
I mean, so at this point, is there any safe family placement for Shanice to return to?
No, ma'am.
As far as, I guess, reasonable efforts made to reunify, I mean, are you attempting to still reach out to the father in this case?
Yes, we are. We have continually made those attempts.
And did you attempt to make a service plan for Miss Ross?
Yes, we did.
Okay. And continuing danger, I mean, would it be contrary to the health and safety of her to return her to either parent?
Yes, it would.
I mean, is that because we have a possible relinquishment in the works with one and we just cannot find the other?
That is correct.
As far as recommendations, what is the department's recommendation at this time?
For Shanice's placement to be continued, as it does meet her needs, and that would be the safest situation for her, and for the department to retain managing conservatorship of her.
I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right, thank you. Mr. Harady, Ms. Wildman mentioned possible relinquishment. Mother has signed the relinquishment, hasn't she?
Yes, she had, Your Honor.
Okay.
Like I said, the delay came in afterwards in that order that was still apparently active for Washington in regards to her having received child support payments.
Okay, well, I'll let Washington deal with their problems. We've got our own. So,
yes, sir.
Has that relinquishment been filed? You may not.
I don't know, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, then. And you may not know the answer to this either, but I read in Costa's report that Shanice wants to have in-person visits with her older brother. Do you know anything about her older brother?
Yes, she currently has phone call visits with her brother, and what is being worked out is we are coordinating with her therapist so that those visits could be possibly set up face-to-face in a therapeutic setting, and that is what is being worked on. One of the barriers that we faced with that was that that her brother did not have a reliable resource for transportation, so we are working on getting that coordinated in order to have those visits come to light.
Okay, so what's the older brother's name? Do you happen to know?
It is Christopher Jansen.
Is he an adult?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so he's not living with Miss Ross.
No, he is not.
Okay, all right. I just didn't want to. I wanted to see if we were having problems in that regard. Okay, thank you for that. Ms. McDaniel, questions?
Just one, Your Honor. Mr. Heredia, have you received any of the paperwork from Washington that's been filed that you guys were waiting on?
No, I have not.
Okay. Do you know if it's been provided to Ms. Wildman?
I do not know that.
And I can represent to the court, Your Honor, that we have received some paperwork.
Okay.
And Your Honor, just to clarify, I do believe the affidavit of voluntary relinquishment was filed with the court on 8/30/24.
Okay, thank you.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Michelson.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Ms. Wildman, any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor, we would just ask that the findings of continuing danger and reasonable efforts be made, and kind of to clarify, Your Honor, we can't proceed on that relinquishment until we've jumped through some legal hurdles regarding service. But we are aware that is Miss Ross. Miss Ross has signed that relinquishment.
Okay. All right. So we're not asking for an interlocutory termination today.
No, Your Honor. There's some procedural things we have to do first.
Okay. All right then, Ms. McDaniel, did you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Michelson. I'm sorry. I forgot Mr. Hill. I had to make a separate note to him. I didn't have him on my list. Mr. Hill, do you have any questions?
No, sir. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, sorry, I missed you. I had to write you in. All right, then, if no one has any other witnesses, Mr. Hill, recommendations?
Judge, I recommend that she continue, or the placement be continued, Judge.
Okay, all right, thank you. And Casa, anything to add?
Thank you, Your Honor. I do know that Shanice, I did see her in December and she's very quiet, or she was then. I didn't see any concerns, but she has asked for contact with an Aunt Helen in Seattle and an Aunt Anna in Amarillo, and then again, for her brother. But otherwise, there's nothing else to add. There's no concerns with their placement or anything. Just continue as is.
Okay. All right, then. I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator and continue Shanice's current placement. I'll set the next hearing for June 2nd, 2025. That will be by Zoom like today's hearing, so parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket a day or two in advance of June 2nd to see exactly what time we'll have that hearing. All right, we will stand in recess on this case. I'll be back here in just a couple of minutes or so to call another recess. Everyone have a good week.
Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. You do the same.
Yes.
If the Washington paperwork gets cleared up, is that something that we can have a hearing on sooner?
As far as the interlocutory determination?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm welcome to that. If there's a necessity for it, or if it would be beneficial to Shanice, I'm very happy to schedule that. Just anybody let us know.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I may interject here, the problem is jurisdiction on 2 points. We have the father who we have not been able to locate or serve. I know Ms. Wildman plans to file a motion for substituted service on him. Once that's complete, we'll file a separate motion asking the court to begin the process of contacting the Washington court to ask if they are denying jurisdiction or relinquishing it to us so that our court can properly adopt jurisdiction and modify that prior order. Without those two things being done, I don't believe the court has the jurisdiction, unfortunately, to make an interlocutory order that impacts conservatorship permanently, like termination based on relinquishment.
All right, then we'll wait till we get that in order, and then someone asked me to talk to the Washington judge.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, we'll be in recess. Ms. Gutierrez is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is with us representing the children. Mr. Michelson is with us representing the mother, Ms. Hewitt, who is with us. Mr. Saint is with us representing the father of Gentry and Callie. Aaron Hewitt, who is with us. Mr. Bennett, who is an alleged father to Levi, is not with us, and he is not in the waiting room. I have Stephanie Corbett in the waiting room.
That is my caseworker, Your Honor.
All right, I'll let her in. And for the record, Ms. Grant has joined us. Ms. Grant has filed a motion for leave to intervene on behalf of maternal grandparents. Looks like it was filed on October 10th, 2024. She has asked to attend the hearing at this point. She informs me that there's been no one that's filed a motion to strike that intervention, so I told her she was welcome to appear. And if there have been no motions to strike and nobody tells me they're intending to file one, then I have no problem with Ms. Grant going ahead and participating in this hearing. So let me just ask that question. Any other parties intend to file a motion to strike, or have you filed a motion to strike?
Your Honor, I believe.
Your Honor, I've not had it. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Mr. Saint.
Thank you. I haven't had a chance to speak with my client about that, so I'm not sure. I'm certainly not opposed to her being here today, but I'll need to speak to him and know if we're going to file a motion to strike.
Are you having contact with Mr. Hewitt?
Yeah, not for a while, and I noticed he's here today, so I could speak to him in a breakout room. I hate to drag out the hearing, but if that'll be better for the court.
No, I don't want to do that either. We've got many more hearings after this is finished, but
yes, sir.
Ms. Grant, I'm just going to let you. That motion's been on file for 4 months now, so I'm going to let you stay in and listen, Ms. Grant. I will until if Mr. Saint hasn't had a chance to talk, then I won't let you ask questions, but you can certainly observe. And I don't know, are your clients with you, or were they going to be here?
They were trying to log in from a phone, Your Honor. Their computer would not let them log in.
Okay, I don't have anybody in the waiting room, but I will watch for them. If so, I'll take a break. We'll see if we can't get them in. So, all right, Ms. Gutierrez, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. For the record, I do want to let the court know I don't have a problem with Stacy, or I don't object to Stacy and her clients appearing in the hearing. I do object to their participation. Normally, my motions to strike are based on standing. I saw her motion for leave to intervene, but I did not see an intervention pledge. So to me, at this point, I'm unaware of what standing statutes she is relying on. So I'd just like to wait for that to make sure I don't need to file a motion to strike, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I had already said I wasn't going to let her participate, just listen in, but the motion for leave to strike cites 102004 substantial past contact and the fact that they have been placement for the child in a previous, I guess, a CPS suit. So.
Okay, Your Honor, I apologize if I missed that. I'll go ahead and call my witness, Stephanie Corbin. All right, you filed a court report on January 23rd of 2025. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, we ask that the court take judicial notice of that court report.
Right, so noted, and I did read that report.
Thank you. Stephanie, since the filing of the court report, are there any updates on Levi?
No.
Since the filing of the court report, are there any updates on Callie?
No, ma'am.
Since the filing of the court report, are there any updates on Gentry?
No, ma'am.
Now, regarding the mother, since the filing of the court report on Ms. Hewitt, are there any updates on Ms. Hewitt?
Just that I got a drug screen results back for January.
And was that a negative UA?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And in regards to Aaron, are there any updates since the filing of the court report?
Yes, I have the drug screening results for him for a hair and a UA.
Okay. Were there any concerns with his urinalysis from January?
The UA, no, ma'am.
I'm sorry?
Not on the UA, no, ma'am.
Okay. And in regards to Mr. Bennett, it's my understanding that St. Francis is still trying to locate him. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please describe the department's efforts?
I have looked at the registry because he files for sex offender, and the location that he last registered at, it appears to be a parking lot. It looks like maybe a Walmart. And I ran an affidavit and it didn't pull any results other than the address that I have for the registry.
You ran an accurate search?
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, so you ran an accurate search. Very briefly, is that a internet search to locate parties?
Yes.
Okay, and you said there were no hits on that, correct?
It just has the address where he registered, but no phone number or anything.
And in regards to visitation, are Aaron and Stacy practicing their visitation with all three children together?
Yes, ma'am.
How is that going?
They're going better. There was one or two that there was a concern with how Aaron's behavior was with the children, but it has been discussed with him and the visits have been going better since then.
And was he rough playing with the children, or what was going on?
Yes, just some rough playing.
And did he receive that redirection well?
Yes, ma'am.
And at this point, does it appear that the situation has been corrected?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. And Mr. Bennett is not receiving visitation at this time, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. How is Stacy progressing on her service plan?
She is working on all of them at the moment.
And how is Aaron progressing on his service plan?
He has completed parenting, outpatient, and anger management, and he's working on the others. The only thing he needs to get started is his BIP.
What is the delay in him starting BIP?
Well, he was in inpatient rehab for a while. He got out Christmas Eve, I want to say, and then he started getting his counseling and all that set up so far. So he just needs to get that one started as well.
How long is the BIP program approximately?
I believe it's 18 weeks.
Okay. So the sooner Mr. Hewitt can get into that BIP program, the better. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Are there any additional services that need to be ordered for either parent?
No, ma'am.
And in regards to drug screen, are we asking the court to order both a hair follicle and urinalysis on Stacy today?
Just the hair follicle. She took the UA.
Okay. And on Aaron, are we asking the court to order a urinalysis drug screen? I'm sorry?
No, ma'am. He took his.
Okay. Can you please describe the department's reasonable efforts to reunify the family?
Yes, we have created a service plan. I talk to on a regular basis with both parents. I see them monthly. We're allowing visitation.
Ms. Corbett, if I can interrupt you.
Yes,
When you say the parents, are you referring to Stacy and Aaron?
Yes, ma'am. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Please continue.
And they're participating in their visits with their children.
Now, there was a home study on maternal grandparents. Is that correct?
Yes,
Sir, I believe my clients are in the waiting room. Since they're coming up, would it be okay to let them in?
Sure.
Thank you. Apologize for the interruption, Judge.
No, that's fine. I should have seen it. I wasn't paying attention. All right. For that, do you think this is both of them, Ms. Grant? Yeah.
Yes, Judge, they appear together.
Okay. For the record, the Grants have joined us. I'm sorry, the Fosters have joined us. They have filed a motion for leave to intervene, which we've already discussed. The Fosters and Ms. Grant are being allowed to observe the hearing today, but not take place until that motion's been ruled on. So, all right, you can go ahead.
Thank you. Now, Stephanie, what state did that ICPC home study?
Kansas.
And did Kansas approve that home study?
Yes, ma'am.
Has a redacted copy of that home study been filed?
I believe so, ma'am.
Let me interrupt. We're getting a bunch of feedback from someone. Somebody's got someone talking that's not muted. So whoever that is, if you would either get them to hold it down or mute yourself. So, okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, at this time, Stephanie, are we asking the court to move the children? Was that a no?
No, we're not asking.
Okay. And can you please explain why?
The parents are participating in their services. They're getting face-to-face visits weekly with the children, and our plan is to reunify the children with the parents, and to move the children from Texas to Kansas would interrupt that plan. You're muted.
You're muted. Ms. Corbett, I didn't catch it. The approved home study in Kansas is on, how are they related?
It's the grandparents, the Fosters that are in the court here.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Now, Stephanie, before we move on, were there concerns with Mr. Hewitt's last hair follicle drug screen?
Yes.
Okay. So at this point, we're not asking for any changes to visitation. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I pass the witness.
All right, Mr. Michelson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Corbett, you previously testified about Miss Stacy's progress on her case plan. She has a stable house, correct?
That's correct, sir.
Okay, and you indicated it's a 2-bedroom house. Is that workable, or will she be required to get a larger home?
It's workable.
Okay, and she has stable employment, so the clock is ticking on the 6 months for that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and she's had a review at TPC?
Yes, sir.
And that is suggesting medication management and skills training. Do you know what the skills training is?
I'm not 100% sure on what that is.
Okay, and they'll provide that at TPC?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and she's had the psychosocial done, but you indicated in your report you don't have the results yet?
That's correct.
Okay. She's staying in contact with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there any concerns that you have with Stacy right now?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay, pass the witness, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Saint.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Corbett, you made a comment about a hair strand drug test?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that came back positive?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but based on what Mr. Hewitt's told you about his past, you weren't surprised by that.
That's correct. It did
Okay.
come down from the hair follicle previously. So,
Okay, and he had a negative UA also, correct?
yes, sir.
Okay, and you said he just got out of rehab recently?
Yes.
So you don't have concerns about current use, you just want to see the levels keep coming down?
Yes, until they're negative.
Okay, and so other than the BIP class, is there anything else that Mr. Hewitt needs to do that he hasn't already started on?
That's the only one.
Okay, and you said that's been, it's being set up now?
He has not set it up yet. He needs to.
Okay, and, but you said he's done his parenting, he's doing outpatient, and he's completed anger management?
I believe he's doing outpatient. Yes.
Okay, and you said reunification, do you know, are the parents together?
Yes, they are. Aaron and Stacy.
And your intention is to return to both of them?
Yes, sir.
And assuming they continue to progress the way they have, do you see any obstacles to that?
Not at this time.
Okay, other than a relapse or something like that?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else you need from Mr. Hewitt that we haven't talked about?
No, sir.
Okay. And oh, and you mentioned the visits. Visits are going fine now, though, correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Pass the witness.
All right. Ms. Corbett, what was Mr. Hewitt's hair strand positive for?
Amphetamine and methamphetamine.
Okay. And in reading the report, are all three children placed together in Hale County?
Yes, in Plainview.
Plainview. Okay, so Levi was moved from Harris County to join his two siblings, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. All right,
Yes.
Ms. Wiggins.
I have no questions, Judge.
Okay. All right. Ms. Gutierrez, anything further from the department?
Nothing further, Your Honor. We do ask the court to make findings for us that the department is making reasonable efforts to reunify the family.
All right. I will make the findings for reasonable efforts due to the service plans and to the visitation schedules. So, all right then, Mr. Michelson, did you have any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor. We rest.
Thank you, Mr. Saint.
No witnesses, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Wiggins. Recommendations?
Thank you, Judge. I'd ask that, or I recommend that the department remain temporary managing conservator of all three children. They're doing well. Levi's doing really well, having been reunified with his sisters. That was a big concern, and he's doing really good with that. I would recommend that the children not be moved. They're doing well in their placement. I don't want to see them going to Kansas. We're only 6 months into the case, so I think it's a little early to move them to a different state. And so I would request the court not to change placement until further order of the court.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, and Judge, I would ask that there would be no conversation with the kids during visitation about placement. I don't want there to be any negative talk about parents to grandparents, grandparents to parents. So I just want that not to be mentioned.
Are the grandparents seeing the kids?
Yes, it's my understanding that they are.
Okay. Okay. All right, then I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator, continue the children's current placements. I'll order Ms. Hewitt to UA drug screen by 4 p.m. tomorrow, February 4th, 2025. It's getting late in the afternoon to try and get one done today. I'll order that the children not be moved without a prior court order. I'll order no one involved in the case, including the potential intervenors, to discuss the case with any of the children. I'm going to order, since it's been pending, this motion for leave to intervene has been on file for 4 months. I'm going to order, if no one files a motion to strike the motion for leave to intervene by February 20th, 2025 at 5 p.m., then that motion for leave to intervene will be granted. And then if that happens, Ms. Grant, just get me the order that grants the motion for leave to intervene.
Your Honor.
Your Honor, we wanted a hair follicle, not a UA.
Oh, I thought you said UA. All right, so Ms. Hewitt's drug screen by 4 p.m. Tomorrow will be a hair strand.
Thank you.
Your Honor, that proposed order is already in your queue so that you can act on it if that date arrives without objection.
All right, so if anybody does file a motion to strike, be sure they forward it to our office, not just file it with the clerk. Okay, Next hearing will be June 2nd, 2025. It will be by Zoom, just like today's hearing, so parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket a day or two in advance to see exactly what time that hearing will take place. If someone does file a motion to strike, get with my office to set it. We don't need to wait until June to rule on that. So, okay, we will stand in recess on this case. For those of you involved, I'll be back. Ms. Gutierrez is with us for the department. Ms. Wiggins is not. She had a previous commitment. However, she has emailed me her recommendations, which I will get to later. Mr. Barfield is filling in for Mr. Jackson, who is out on medical conditions. He represents Destiny Hargesheimer. She is not in the waiting room. Mr. Barfield, have you heard anything, or through Mr. Jackson heard anything?
From my understanding, she was notified of today's hearing. We have not heard anything from the client.
Okay, thank you. All right. Ms. Riley is with us representing an unknown father. Mr. Michelson is with us representing an alleged father, Derek Clarity. He is not in the waiting room. Mr. Michelson, were you expecting him?
No, Your Honor, I've had no contact with him.
Okay. All right, then. I have Malia Evans and Alicia Walker in the waiting room.
Those are both my witnesses, Your Honor. Ms. Walker is the caseworker and Malia is the investigator.
Okay. You want them both in now, or?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. This case was set for 3:15. It's now 3:25. We will proceed in the mother, Mr. Clarity, the alleged father's absence. So, Ms. Gutierrez, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. The department calls Malia Evans as its witness. And who was her mother?
Destiny Hargesheimer.
And who is the alleged father identified by Destiny Hargesheimer?
Derek.
Yeah, she's frozen for me as well, Your Honor.
I don't know what happened there.
Okay. All right, Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Malia, I think my last question was, when did you receive intake allegations? Is that correct?
I didn't even hear that question.
Okay, so Derek Clarity was the alleged father of the child as identified by the mother. Is that correct?
Yes.
And did you receive intake allegations on March 8th of 2024?
Yes.
What were those intake allegations?
Ms. Hargesheimer had tested positive for opiates and benzodiazepines.
Okay.
And the baby was also positive.
You said the baby was also positive?
Yes, for
And
opiates.
was based on that intake, did you make contact with the family at Northwest Texas Hospital?
Yes.
And did that occur on March 9th of 2024?
Yes.
In your discussions with Ms. Hargesheimer, who did she identify as the alleged father?
Derek Clarity.
And is it correct that she stated she had no identifying information or contact information for Mr. Clarity?
Yes.
Did she identify any other possible fathers for Serenity?
I don't believe so.
Now, in that conversation on March 9th with Ms. Hargesheimer, what did she state about her medical diagnoses?
She talked about she has Ehlers-Danlos, if I'm saying that correctly, 5 herniated discs in her back, and several mental health diagnoses.
Ma'am, Ms. Evans, could you expel that for the court reporter, whatever that word was?
Ehlers-Danlos, Your Honor.
I'm sorry. Yeah, EHLERS-DANLOS.
Okay, thank you.
Now, Ms. Evans, the mental health diagnoses that she stated she had, did that include schizophrenia, bipolar, and post-traumatic stress disorder?
Yes.
Thank you. And what did Ms. Hargesheimer state had occurred in her prenatal drug screening with the child?
That she reported she was drug screened a couple times during her prenatal care, and she was positive on one occasion for opiates.
And was her explanation that she had taken hydrocodone for pain?
Yes.
And in her explanation, did she state that it was not her own prescription, but rather a friend's medication?
Correct.
And did Ms. Hargesheimer further explain in that conversation that she also had attention deficit hyperactivity disorder?
Um,
And Ms. Evans, if you are referring to your removal packet or removal affidavit to refresh
Yes.
your memory, which Your Honor, all the parties should have access to. I am looking at the bottom of page 3, Ms. Evans.
Okay, I see it. Sorry. Yes, she did. She did.
Okay. And did she additionally state that she had depression and anxiety?
Yes.
Thank you. How many occasions, or rather, let me rephrase. Did Ms. Hargesheimer admit to taking her friend's hydrocodone medication on 4 separate occasions during the pregnancy?
Yes.
Did she also admit to taking her friend's volume twice during her pregnancy?
Correct.
However, when you inquired about any substance abuse issues, did she deny being an addict?
Correct. She did deny that. Yes.
Okay. What did she state? Let me rephrase. Did she also state that she was seeing Texas Panhandle Centers for her mental health?
Yes.
Okay. And did she also state that the most recent or the last time she took hydrocodone was about 4 days before she came in for her C-section?
Yes.
Did she state that the last time she took Valium was about a week ago?
Yes.
What was Ms. Hargesheimer's plan when she was discharged with the hospital?
Her plan was to stay with her sister for a few days while she recovered from her C-section.
And did you speak with the sister as well?
Yes.
Okay. And did you speak with the maternal grandmother of the child as well at that time?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you stepped out to speak with the grandmother, Ms. Taylor, did an aunt, Ms. Galvin, return to the hospital room with Ms. Hargesheimer?
Yes.
And while you were speaking with Ms. Taylor, did you then hear screaming coming from Ms. Hargesheimer's room?
Yes.
And what else occurred when you heard screaming?
Miss Miss Galvin had left the room and said that Miss Hargesheimer was threatening her.
Thank
So that objection was sustained. You're not able to answer that question at this time. Did Ms. Galvin seem alarmed?
Yes.
Did she seem emotional from the event?
Yes.
And would you agree that she was under the emotion of the event when she made her statements to you?
Yes.
What did she state regarding had happened that there was a scream in Ms. Hargesheimer's room?
The same objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Overruled. You can answer.
Oh,
She stated Miss Hargesheimer had threatened her.
okay. Now, while you were there in the hospital, were you concerned with Ms. Hargesheimer's mental health?
Yes.
Okay. And did Ms. Hargesheimer have history with the department as well?
Yes.
Now, during your investigation, did the plan for Ms. Hargesheimer to take the child home and stay with family, did that plan fall apart?
Yes.
And was Ms. Galvin the person you testified to that Ms. Hargesheimer threatened? She was the person that Ms. Hargesheimer had planned to stay with, is that correct?
Correct.
And that was no longer a viable plan, is that correct?
Correct.
Were you able to verify during your investigation whether or not Ms. Hargesheimer was receiving mental health treatment?
Yes.
Okay. Were there still concerns?
Yes.
How many other kids has Ms. Hargesheimer had removed from her custody by the department?
2.
And was that Maverick?
Yes.
And was he removed in part because of the mother's mental health issues?
I believe so, yes.
And is there a younger brother of Maverick's?
Yes.
And is that Christopher?
Christian, I
Oh,
believe.
is that Christian?
Yes.
And was he also removed in part because of the mother's mental health struggles?
Yes.
Did you have an opportunity to interview Christian during the investigation?
Yes.
And did Christian make statements of possible abuse or neglect?
He did talk about, I guess, having to make his own food sometimes. Mom threatening to hit him with a belt. Having to sleep on the couch.
No,
and
I'm going
also
to
her
object
yelling.
this is hearsay testimony and ask that the answers be stricken from the record.
Ms. Evans, you can testify to anything Christian said that you deem to have been along the lines of child abuse, but you can't testify to anything other than that.
Okay.
Was there anything else you wanted to add to that answer, Ms. Evans?
No.
Okay. Now, moving forward, if there was no family placement for the mom to be supervised with the child, did the department decide that the FBSS case would be inappropriate as well?
Correct.
And the family-based safety services case, that's where parents work services without legal intervention, correct?
Correct.
And what was the main deciding factor for the family-based safety services program not being an appropriate program for Ms. Hargesheimer?
We were not able to put a parent-child safety placement in place and did not feel that it would be appropriate for mom to have care of the child without supervision, and there was just no one to supervise, and we would have needed a safety plan along those lines to be able to send it to FBSS.
Okay. And at that point, did the department determine that there was an immediate danger to the physical health and safety of the child?
Yes.
And was there no time to have a full adversary hearing?
Correct.
And did you obtain an order from the court to remove the child?
Yes.
Where was the child placed?
With maternal aunt.
Okay. And did the department have any concerns of alcohol use at the time of the removal or around the investigation? Let me rephrase. At the adversary hearing, was it ordered for Ms. Hargesheimer to alcohol screen as well as drug screen?
Yes.
Okay. I pass the witness.
All right, Mr. Barfield.
Ma'am, when is the last contact you had with Ms. Hargesheimer?
Last contact would have been at the adversary hearing, I believe.
Okay, and from my frame of reference, approximately how long ago was that?
Almost a year.
Okay. Did Ms. Hargesheimer, what services did she complete?
I was in the investigation part of the case, so I'm not aware of what services she's completed.
When was your last activity other than your testimony today on this case?
The adversary hearing.
Okay. So you would not have any information available to you today past the adversary hearing?
Correct.
No further questions.
Mr. Michelson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Evans, have you had any contact with Derek Clarity?
I have not.
Okay. And have you attempted to search for him by conventional means?
Yes, I did at the time. Yes.
Okay. And those are devices like finders?
Correct.
Okay. And did it come up with any relevant information regarding Mr. Clarity?
Not that I recall. I'm not sure we had the correct spelling of his name.
But any attempts to locate him have not been successful?
None of my attempts. I don't know if attempts were made by St. Francis after my involvement was over.
Okay. And you testified that was at the adversary hearing?
Correct.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Riley?
I have no question, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Anyone have further questions for Ms. Evans.
Just one, Your Honor. Ms. Evans, regarding your search for Derek Clarity, did you have a date of birth or a social security number to help you find him?
No.
Thank you. Right. I have no further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
No one else has further questions. Can she be excused?
No objection.
All right, Ms. Evans, I'll excuse you so you can go about what's left of your day's business. Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, at this time, we offer petitioners exhibit number 1, the Northwest Texas Healthcare System business records affidavit with medical records of the child at the time of her birth.
All right, objections? All right, petitioners 1 submitted.
We next offer petitioners exhibit number 2. It is an incident report by Amarillo Police Department regarding the mother, Ms. Hargesheimer.
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
Thank you, Your Honor. I next offer petitioners exhibit number 3.
Sorry, I don't think I said petitioners 2 was admitted.
Oh, I apologize.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, is petitioners 2 admitted now, Your Honor?
It is.
Thank you, Your Honor. I next offer petitioners exhibit number 3. It is a certified copy of the temporary order following full adversary hearing.
Objections? All right, petitioners 3 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I ask that the court note that the mother was ordered to alcohol screen as well as drug screen in that order.
So noted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Our next witness is Crystal Galvin. I believe she should be in the waiting room.
All right, I'll get her in. She is. Ms. Gutierrez, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Galvin, are you the sister of Ms. Hargesheimer?
Yes, I am.
And are you also placement for Serenity?
Yes.
Do you at this time have custody of her older brother, Christian?
Yes, I do.
And are you acting as placement for her older brother, Maverick?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Were you present at the hospital when the DFPS investigator was there?
Yes, I arrived shortly after she did.
And that was for Serenity's birth, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. How was, let's go back historically very briefly. In regards to Maverick and Collins, do you have any personal knowledge of what led to their removal?
There had been a lot of open cases over the years with Destiny and Maverick, but never a removal. But he had a lot of the same behavioral and mental health issues that she did that warranted him needing an RTC. And I wasn't able to place him myself due to him not being a part of an organization like the DFPS. So they ended up deciding from there that that was the best placement for him at the time.
Okay. But do you have personal knowledge of any abuse and neglect on Maverick by your sister?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Can you very briefly summarize that for the court?
I know Maverick had a busted lip a few times from being hit or tossed onto a bed.
Your Honor, can I voir dire this witness on this issue?
Yes.
Thank you. Ma'am, did you witness any of the incidents about which you're testifying to?
One of them I did myself, yes.
Okay. Could you please clarify which incident you witnessed?
Her throwing him against the bed and busting his lip.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to ask that in regards to any testimony regarding abuse or neglect, where she is saying she has personal knowledge, if she didn't witness this, I'm going to re-urge my objection as this witness not having personal knowledge. Obviously, she witnessed it. She's an eyewitness and can testify to that.
I'll sustain it as that. But Ms. Galvin, if any of the children told you things that you deem to have been child abuse, you can testify to what the child told you, but only if you deem it to be child abuse. You can't just say anything that a child told you. So,
okay.
So you've told us about the one you actually witnessed. If you don't have any more, then we'll proceed.
Okay, yes, that's the only one I know of other than what my sister told me and he's told me. So yes, that's the only one I personally know of.
All right, so you can testify to, well, you haven't been asked the question, but you can testify to what the mother told you because she's a party to this suit. So,
okay.
But you don't need to volunteer anything. If you're not asked any questions, we'll just move on.
Okay.
Ms. Galvin, do you have any personal knowledge of Ms. Hargesheimer's past employment, including unofficial employment?
Yes.
And is that based on her statements to you?
No, she's my sister, so I've been around for a long time.
Okay. Now there was testimony by the investigator that initially the plan was for Ms. Hargesheimer to go to your home with Serenity and to reside there. And that plan ended up being changed. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain what changed that plan?
I no longer felt like it was safe due to the threats that were made against me in the hospital. Um, so sorry. So I decided at that point that it was no longer safe for her to. Oh, so sorry. Did it pause on you?
No, it's still
Okay,
going.
so sorry. Yes, just some of the threats that were made to me in the hospital about her friends having my address, knowing where I lived, and I was going to pay for this. I just no longer felt like it was safe for me or Christian at the time that she come and stay with me.
Now, have you had an opportunity to observe Ms. Hargesheimer with her children?
Yes.
What would you say her patience is with the children?
Very little.
Okay. How does she handle or respond to an infant crying?
She doesn't do well at all. She usually will kind of go into her own sort of meltdown.
Okay. And did you believe that Serenity would have been in danger as well if she had gone home with Ms. Hargesheimer?
Yes.
Now, Serenity has been placed with you since the beginning of the case. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you want her to continue to be placed with you. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is it your hope to adopt Serenity and to give her a permanent, stable, and loving home?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, during the case, have there been any occasions of Ms. Hargesheimer having outbursts that you were witness to?
Yes.
Okay. And can you tell me about some of those?
Just a lot of threatening messages. Again, just basically, I'm going to pay for this. Her friends know where I live. That kind of thing.
Were there any statements about her drug use that you personally heard?
Yes.
What were those?
She just told me on several occasions, this is really hard. I can't get clean. I didn't mean to mess up. You have no idea how much pain I'm in.
Now, is it fair to say that that even though you honestly love your sister, that you believe that her child is better with you?
Yes.
Okay. I pass the witness.
Thank you, Mr. Barfield.
Thank you, Judge. Ma'am, have you had any communication from your sister?
Yes.
And when was the last communication?
About a week ago.
And was that in person? Was it by phone? Was it by text? What type manner of communication?
Just by text.
Okay. And do you recall what was in that text?
She was asking to see Christian, her other child. And I had just kind of let her know, once this case part is over, we can talk visitation with Christian. And that was pretty much it. I just reminded her of when the hearing was.
You anticipated my next question because she's obviously is not here. So my next question was, do you believe she knew we had a hearing today?
Yes. I tried to reach out to her this morning, and I know my mom also reached out to her, and she said it was just too hard to be there, so she didn't want to be present.
Okay. All right. I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Michelson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Galvin, you said earlier that you'd been around for a long time with your sister. Did you ever have any contact with Derek Clarity?
I've only met him one time, and that was the first day of my sister's sonogram. He said he was only there to see how far along she was, and then I never seen him after that.
Okay, so you have no history about his potential whereabouts?
No, I honestly didn't even know who he was until he showed up at the sonogram.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Riley.
Was there, in speaking to your sister, did your sister ever name anyone else that she considered might be the father of Serenity?
She informed me she had a one-night stand at a fireworks stand and had no idea. She didn't even know his eye color when I asked, kind of some of the characteristics maybe that Serenity would have. She knew nothing of him, nothing about his name, eye color, anything.
And so I'm gonna assume from that, but you didn't meet this man or weren't there to get any of your own information about him?
No, my understanding is they met they had an encounter of all of 4 hours that day, and he's been gone ever since.
And no one has contacted you since you've had Serenity to reach out to say, hey, I think I'm the dad, or, any contact like that?
No.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Well, thank you. Anyone have anything else for Ms. Galvin?
No, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah.
She be excused?
No objection.
No objection.
No.
Objection.
Your
Ms.
Honor,
Galvin,
actually,
what?
I apologize. Since she is placement, and if no party objects, could she stay in the hearing?
I don't have a problem unless anyone else does.
I do not.
No
No
problem.
objection.
Ms. Galvin, you're welcome to stay right where you are and listen to the rest of the hearing, or you're welcome to drop off and go about your afternoon's business.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Gutierrez, next witness.
The department calls Alicia Walker as its witness. And as a permanency specialist, can you tell me what your job duties are?
Yes, I work with parents to assess their needs and develop a family plan for them, to work services to mitigate the needs for removal, and I visit with children every month to ensure their safety and help find permanency for them.
And do you visit with the parents every month as well if you have location for them?
Yes.
Okay. And once the family plan of service is created, what are the next steps you take as a permanency specialist?
Meeting with the parents every month to ensure that they begin their services. If they need any help starting their services, I can help them with that.
And then once they do say they want to start services, do you execute or request payment for those services?
Yes, I will set up a service authorization for payment for those.
Okay. Do you also help the parents? Do you also give the parents contact information for the service providers?
Yes.
And in the event that a parent is having trouble scheduling a service, do you also help them schedule that service?
Yes.
All right. And in this case, did you create a family plan of service for Ms. Hargesheimer?
Yes.
All right. And was that made in order at the status hearing?
Yes.
Your Honor, we offer petitioner's exhibit number 4, a certified copy of the status hearing order.
Objections?
No objection.
Okay, petitioner's 4 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Alicia, if you could please turn to petitioner's exhibit number 4.
Okay.
And if you could turn to the end of the document at Destiny Hargesheimer's service plan.
Okay.
Now, you made service plans for both Destiny and for Derek, is that correct?
Yes.
And were those service plans reasonably tailored to the issues in the case?
Yes.
Do they aim to mitigate the reasons for removal?
Yes.
Do they also represent the department's reasonable efforts to reunify the family?
Yes.
And were they also uniquely tailored for each parent?
Yes.
Now, in regards to Destiny, can you please name 2 or 3 services that were uniquely tailored for Destiny and explain why?
She had to drug screen every month and do an OSAR evaluation, as well as attend therapy and parenting classes.
Now,
sorry.
In regards to the OSAR assessment, is that a substance abuse assessment?
Yes.
And did you believe that that was needed because of the opiate and volume use in the investigation?
Yes.
Okay. If you would please go through each service in Ms. Hargesheimer's service plan and state whether or not that service was completed.
Yes. She completed rational behavior therapy. She completed her parenting classes. She did drug screen every month. There were a few times where she did not go and she got a presumed positive. She did complete her OSAR. She had to do multiple OSARs because she continued to test positive. The recommendation for her first OSAR was to complete substance use education classes, which she completed. And then her next OSAR, she was recommended to attend AA and NA classes, which she did start, but I don't believe she continued going. And those are the only ones that she completed.
Now, in regards to the drug screening, is it also a requirement, ongoing requirement of the service plan that she live a drug-free lifestyle?
Yes.
And however, in your honor, at this time, we offer petitioners exhibits 5, 6, 7, and 8. They are drug screen results with business records affidavits that were sent out with 902 notices.
Those are on, all of those are on mother, correct?
Yes, your honor.
All right, objections? All right, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are admitted.
Thank you, your honor. However, Alicia, would a positive screen be basically, would that mean she is not following that service requirement?
Right.
Okay. Do you have petitioners exhibits 5, 6, 7, and 8 in front of you?
Yes.
Okay. And is petitioners exhibit 5 a positive urinalysis drug screen of Ms. Hargesheimer?
Yes.
And what was she positive for?
Morphine.
Okay. Did she give any explanation for this test?
She told me that it was an accident.
In what way?
That she didn't mean to take it. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
That's just
And
what she said.
that's okay. And then petitioner's exhibit number 6 is a positive alcohol screen. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you discuss this alcohol screen with Ms. Hargesheimer?
Yes.
And what did she state?
She said that she didn't understand why her results, her alcohol levels were so high because she said that she only drank a little bit.
And in regards to petitioner's exhibit number 7, is this a positive urinalysis screen from November of 2024?
Yes.
And what is this UA positive for?
Morphine.
And did she give any explanation for that?
She didn't.
In regards to petitioner's exhibit number 8, this is a urinalysis drug screen from December 19th of 2024. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what was she positive for in that screen?
Morphine.
And did she give any explanation for that drug screen?
She didn't.
Now, around that time, did the department also, per court order, stop mother's visitation?
Yes.
And let me see here. Your Honor, we offer petitioner's exhibit number 9, a certified copy of the initial permanency hearing order before final order.
All right, objection? All right, petitioner's 9 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. We also ask the court to note that in section 7.2, it stops Ms. Hargesheimer's visitation, but also provides the conditions on which she can restart visitation.
Thanks, so noted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Alicia, because of Ms. Hargesheimer's positive screen, did we follow that court order and stop the mother's visitation?
Yes, we did.
And is it correct that the conditions laid out in that order state that her visitation will be suspended until she provides both a negative hair strand drug test result and negative urinalysis drug test result to the department or its assignee, St. Francis Ministries?
Yes.
Okay. Has she ever fulfilled those conditions?
No.
Now, also a part of her service plan, was she required to have a safe and stable home?
Yes.
Would you agree that the safety and stability of the home not only include the physical aspects of the home, but as well the person inside the home?
Yes.
And if somebody inside the home continues to test positive for morphine, would that create a danger to the child?
Yes.
And would that also mean that the mother was not compliant in that requirement to have a safe and stable home?
Yes.
Are there any other services that Ms. Hargesheimer did not complete?
She did not complete therapy or finish up with her. She didn't complete the 12 steps of her AA program.
Okay. Was visitation a requirement of her service plan?
Yes.
Okay. And that was continued, that requirement that her visits be suspended until those conditions were met, that was continued at the next permanency hearing, correct?
Right.
Your Honor, we next offer petitioner's exhibit number 10, the permanency hearing order before final order from December 9th of 2024.
Objections? All right, petitioner's 10 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. We next ask the court to take judicial notice of the certificate of paternity registry search filed with the court on August 9th of 2024.
So noted.
We next ask that the court note that it states no notice or intent to claim paternity has been located concerning the child.
So noted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Alicia, you talked about those monthly visits with the parents. Is that correct?
Yes.
Have you tried to make those monthly visits each month with Ms. Hargesheimer?
Yes.
And has she complied in having those meetings with you?
No, I wasn't able to see her the month of January. She wouldn't respond to me. She wouldn't respond to my texts or my phone calls.
Have you had any conversations with Ms. Hargesheimer this month?
Yes, when I asked her to drug screen on, oh, you said this month of February 2025?
Oh, I apologize. Did you have any conversations with Ms. Hargesheimer in January of 2025?
Yes. When I asked her to drug screen, she didn't want to go because she said that she had been using. She wouldn't tell me what she had used. And then I tried to schedule a visit with her and she wouldn't respond to me after that.
Has Ms. Hargesheimer made any statements about her ability to stay sober to you?
Yes, in November of 2024, she told me that she wanted to relinquish her rights because she said that she didn't believe that she was going to be able to stay clean and that it's really hard for her and she feels like relinquishing would be the best thing for her to do.
Now, in regards to an alleged father, did you ask Ms. Hargesheimer if there were any other alleged fathers?
Yes.
What did she state?
She did say at one point that it could be another father besides Derek, but she didn't have any contact information or didn't even know his name because it was a one-night stand.
And what efforts have you made during the case to locate Derek Clarity?
I've asked Destiny if she had any information about him at all. I've asked Crystal. I've asked Destiny's mother, Kathy, and I've attempted to look for him on Facebook.
Have you had success with any of those attempts?
No.
Are we asking the court to terminate Mr. Clarity's rights as an alleged father?
Yes.
What are the department's long-term plans for the child?
That she be adopted by Crystal.
Okay. And how old is the child at this time?
She's 10 months. Yes.
Can you tell us why is it in the best interest that the mother's parental rights to the child be terminated?
Because she continues to use drugs. She admitted that she doesn't believe that she's going to be able to stop. She's not even here in court today.
Okay. And did you attempt to your knowledge, was a relinquishment sent to her attorney's office as well?
Yes.
Is it in the child's best interest that the department be named permanent managing conservator of her?
Yes.
Can you please tell us why?
Crystal has been with Serenity basically since the day she was born, and Serenity will do better off with Crystal than Destiny because Destiny continues to use drugs.
And so in that respect, the department can provide a safe, stable, and loving home to the child through the child's aunt in placement, Crystal Galvin. Is that correct?
Yes.
As well, if the department is named primary managing conservator, or rather permanent managing conservator, we can facilitate the adoption of the child with her aunt. Is that correct?
Yes.
And her two brothers are currently living with Crystal. Is that an additional reason that it would be in the child's best interest?
Yes.
Do you believe that Destiny Hargesheimer can provide for the emotional and physical needs of the child? I'm sorry, can you speak louder?
I'm sorry, I said no.
Do you believe that Destiny Hargesheimer can provide a safe and stable home for the child?
No.
Do you believe that it would be to the child's physical or emotional detriment if she were to be placed back with her mother?
Yes.
Okay. Please describe the department's reasonable efforts to reunify the family?
I created a family plan for Destiny for services that she would have to do to mitigate the reasons for removal. I attempted to visit her every month. I personally would take her to drug screen for most of her drug screens every month. And St. Francis would provide transportation for her therapy appointments as well as transportation for her visits with Serenity.
Ask the witness.
All right. If Ms. Gutierrez, you may have to tell me this. Was Mr. Clarity personally served in this case?
He was not, Your Honor. The statute changed a few years ago that it no longer requires personal service if we are trying to terminate under the alleged father statute, and I believe it's 161.002.
Yeah, but all right, so it's not after being personally served by him filing an admission of paternity, just the fact that he is an alleged father, and then it comes under either the child's over or under 1 year of age. Is that?
Yes, Your Honor, since we have the paternity registry search results.
And I assume that's the same ground you want to terminate any unknown father in case he's not the father?
Yes, Your Honor, please.
Okay. I had one other question. I can't think of what it was. Oh, did the department plead the end ground to terminate Ms. Hargesheimer?
I can pull up that pleading right now and tell you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, we pled grounds D and E. We pled K, which is no longer applicable since the mother has not relinquished. We pled the N ground for constructive abandonment.
Okay.
We pled the O ground for failure to complete her service plan. We also included the P ground for it affecting the child. Let's see. I can read out the language if you want to, Your Honor, but I'm just listing which ones we pled, as well as the R ground for a child being born addicted to alcohol or a controlled substance.
Okay, then. Ms. Walker, I've got a couple of questions for you then. Would you say that the service plan that was created for Ms. Hargesheimer was a reasonable effort on the part of the department to return the child to her?
Yes.
Would you say that she's not regularly visited or maintained significant contact with the child?
Yes.
And that was, I heard the testimony partially due to the fact that she could not provide negative drug screens. If she had, would you have arranged visitation for her?
Yes.
All right. So would she say that she's demonstrated an inability to provide the child with a safe environment?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Mr. Barfield, questions?
Ms. Walker, do you believe that Ms. Hargesheimer was aware that she had a final hearing coming up?
Yes, she texted me from a random number last Friday asking what time court was, and I provided her the link, and I told her that she needed to attend in person so she could sign the relinquishment paperwork, and she did say that she was going to go up to Joel's office today to sign the paperwork.
All right. I appreciate that. I have no further questions.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Michelson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Based on Ms. Walker's testimony concerning Derek Clarity, I don't have any questions.
All right. Ms. Riley?
I have no questions, Your Honor.
All right. All right, then, Ms. Gutierrez, anything further from the department?
No, Your Honor. I do have a couple of follow-up questions for Ms. Walker very briefly.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Walker, when was the last time that Serenity had a visit with her mom?
October 29th, 2024.
Okay. Would you agree that that's been over 3 months since a 10-month-old child has seen her mother?
Yes.
Would you agree that the mother has not maintained significant contact with the child or meaningful contact with the child?
Yes.
And has the child been in the temporary managing conservatorship for at least 6 months?
Yes.
And has she been in our conservatorship for at least 9 months?
Yes.
Okay. I pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right. Anyone else?
No questions, Your Honor. I do want to put on the record for the court that I office in the same office with Mr. Jackson. I have been in my office all day and all morning, and my client has not appeared at this office today.
Okay. So noted. Thank you for that. All right then. Okay. Mr. Barfield, did you have any other witnesses?
I do not.
Mr. Michelson, witnesses?
No witnesses, we rest.
All right, Ms. Riley, witnesses?
Rest and close, Your Honor.
Okay, as I stated, Ms. Wiggins had a doctor's appointment, couldn't be here. However, he did email me her recommendations in this case, and I'll just read it verbatim so that there's no question about it. It says, it's in the child's best interest for the mother's rights to be terminated. If mother wants to relinquish, I have no objection to her termination based off of this. I assume she means the K ground, but would not recommend a continuance to obtain this relinquishment. It would be in the child's best interest to have a final hearing heard today. It's in the child's best interest for the alleged father's rights to be terminated. Also in the child's best interest for any unknown father's rights to be terminated. Placement to continue. Child is doing well in placement with family. So that was her recommendation. All right, give me just a minute and then I'll make my announcement. Okay, I'm sorry, I just made my whole ruling while I was muted. So I'm going to get to make it again. So, all right, based on the evidence I've heard as well as the exhibits admitted, I find it's in the best interest of parental rights of the mother, Destiny Hargesheimer, be terminated. I'll terminate those rights today based on Texas Family Code Section 161.001, subsections B1D, E, N as in Nancy, and O. I further find that it's in the best interest of Surrender that the parental rights of the alleged father, Derek Clarity, be terminated. I'll terminate those rights today based on Texas Family Code Section 161.002, subsection B3, noting that the paternity registry search is on file in this case. If, in fact, Derek Clarity is not the biological father, I find it's in the best interest of the parental rights of any unknown father be terminated. I'll terminate those rights today based on the same Texas Family Code section as termination for Mr. Clarity. I'll name the department permanent managing conservator. I will continue Randall County Domestic Relations Office in this case. All other court-appointed relationships will be dismissed after all the appellate and de novo periods have expired. I think I've probably said this to continue Serenity's current placement, but I will do that. If Mr. Barfield, if you'll tell Mr. Jackson and Mr. Michelson, if you two happen to speak to your clients in any manner, inform them of their appellate and de novo rights.
It'll be done.
Okay, thank you. I will set the first review hearing for April 14th, 2025. It will be by Zoom like today's hearing, so parties and attorneys can go on the court's online docket to see exactly what time that hearing will take place. Ms. Gutierrez, I guess, Jody, do you need the exhibits unless somebody files for an appeal or de novo?
Yes, Judge, if I can have somebody send those to me, that'd be great.
I can send those, Your Honor, for sure. We're also asking for a finding of reasonable efforts to reunify the family as testified to by Ms. Walker, Your Honor, and I can restate those on the record. It was the creation of the family plan of service for the mother, the mother's monthly visits, personally taking her to drug screen and providing transports for visit and therapy, as well as facilitating those services for the mother.
All right, I will make those findings of reasonable efforts. Get ready, Jody. There's 353 pages of medical records. So, okay, this was our last hearing of the day, so we will stand in recess. Mr. Barfield, thank you for covering for Mr. Jackson.
My pleasure.
And y'all have a good week.
Judge, if we're off the record, can I ask a question?
We are off the record. Sure.
Thank you. So I haven't done this. So I'm done, right? Because
You're
I had
done.
done it. Okay. I just,
Yeah, I mean, you're done. You're done after the appellate period expires, just in case somebody showed up and said, "Hey, I'm the unknown father. I want you to appeal this." So, yeah.
okay, but I don't come to anything. Okay, this is the first case I've had that ended. So I'm like, you know.
No, that period will expire before we ever have our next hearing. So, yeah, you're off
I'm
that.
done. Okay, awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Jody. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank
Jody.
you. No problem. Welcome. Good to see y'all.
You're looking all tan, Jody.
Well, we did go fishing on Saturday, so we were out.
All right.
Annoying.
All right. I'm gonna remove